This land belongs to he who walks behind the rows.
To who?
The only way to appease him is to watch all 11 of the Children of the Corn movie.
Look, kid, I don't believe in a corn god. Fine. Whatever. I think that corn kid stole my keys. I didn't know Stephen King had corn children. No, not them. Apparently, these are his Children of the Corn. Very cool. Excited to meet them. Dave met them first because they first appeared in a story published in Penthouse magazine. And Dave is an annual, well, not subscriber, but he steals Penthouse magazines from gas stations a lot.
It was about 3 years ago.
Sorry. Unfortunately, at the moment, this small Nebraska town from 3 years ago isn't drinking enough water. They got full-on corn drought and probably really bad corn cramps. So I guess that's why all the adults in town are drinking coffee, except, the coffee is poison. Maybe with corn. Maybe it's just normal Starbucks. Stupid adults. You should have been drinking soda, you idiots. That has water and corn syrup, which that's like the blood of corn. And all the children, some of whom are wearing evil corn hats, well, they rise up and they murder all the adults. These events were all preemptively drawn by a little girl named Sarah, who is the younger sister of the narrator, little boy Job.
Yeah.
Her drawings kind of suck, but I guess she can see the future, so that's something.
That's when Sarah started drawing these pictures.
It's like that old saying, if you can't draw well, you better be able to draw the future. Anyway, now it's present birthday. And Sarah Connor, pretending to be somebody named Vicky, in case the robots come for her again, wakes up the birthday lover boy and gives him a lighter.
Oh, that's nice.
Which, considering how much hairspray these two use, is literally playing with fire. Also, because he still won't propose to her, she punishes him with a terrifyingly long vocal performance.
A 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3, 4.
No more books and studies.
She kind of sucks at singing and dancing, and she can't even salvage it by being able to see the future. Weird thing, but the Wikipedia, and at one point the villains,
Go you and bring me the husband.
Who, me? No.
refer to Bert and Vicky as married, but they definitely aren't.
Is that a proposal?
No.
Not sure if that changed somewhere during filming, but it comes up multiple times that Vicky wants to get married and Bert doesn't.
I'm making something out of nothing.
Right. To me, it's something. To you, it's nothing.
Because as Dave always says, why marry the milk if you can have sex with a cow for free? Dave is always saying that. And I'm like, I don't think that's the saying. He's like, it is to me. And then I'm like, get out of that cow, Dave. And he's like, I don't need to marry it.
Oh, Jesus Christ. You're off to a strong start with this.
But there's no room for the fornicator.
I don't know. Maybe they meant they were married to their jobs?
No room for commitment.
Amen.
They need to hurry, though, because Bert's about to become a doctor in Seattle, or he's going to be an intern.
Listen, I'm just worried about this internship, okay?
Basically, he'll be the doctor that gets coffee for the real doctors. But they first have to drive through Nebraska, where, hey, the corn, it's looking good. Give Dave a tub of butter and he'd spend the whole day making an honest woman out of that corn.
Keep my corn wife's name out of you.
Keep it slapped.
Let not the flesh pollute the corn.
Unfortunately, what they don't see is this kid, Joseph, running away from somebody named Isaac, because among other things,
Do you know crayons and drawings are forbidden?
Joseph's hoping to escape by
Going through the corn.
but he soon learns that the corn is scary and evil thanks to crash zooms on brightly lit corn. Do we think there's ever been another movie where they crash zoom on corn? Maybe they did it in the definitely real movie Field of Creams? Anyway.
Had a bit in Twin Peaks. They crash zoom on cream corn, I believe.
Do you see cream corn on that plate?
It's evil.
So now we know.
The kid gets stabbed by a knife, so probably should have been more worried about that part. Knife beats corn. It's like this kid has never played knife, corn, car. Speaking of which, I get that they were looking at a map, but I'm actually pretty confused about the mechanics of how this was pulled off. The kid is dead.
Is he?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah,
But Mr. Dr. Intern pretty quickly determines that the kid's throat had been cut before he ran him over with his car, or at least that's what Bert plans on telling the corn cops. So how was the kid standing there? Was he propped up by a now disintegrated corn brace? I don't know. But Bert wanders into the field, finds the kid's bloody, presumably crayon-filled briefcase, and then is like, ha! Well, better huck this dead kid in the truck and keep moving. That's roadkill rules. And yeah, I can see why Vicky is so eager to marry this dude. But also, is this just what happened before cell phones? You'd run over a kid with your car that you decide has been murdered and you get to keep him? I guess I'm not sure what else you should do. Strapping him to the roof doesn't really feel right either. And without a skateboard, towing him behind the car so he doesn't stink up the place would be a little disrespectful, I think. So I don't know.
I couldn't just leave it there.
They do decide to open the kid's suitcase just in case there are any clues, but all they find is a shitty makeshift corn cross. Perfect for fighting off corn vampires. Also, I say makeshift like there are a bunch of professionally made corn crosses on Etsy. It's so hard to find a quality corn cross these days. And I'm not gonna buy it from a store. I like bespoke corn crosses.
This is my favorite script of all time.
It's like some sort of primitive folk art.
I think it's repulsive.
But then again, like what else would we sacrifice corn heretics under the shadow of? Am I right? Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. Elsewhere, Job unsuccessfully tries to cheat Sarah at Monopoly, but he's an idiot.
Joby.
And also, there's Malachi, who is like, you're not allowed to play Monopoly. That's even worse than crayons.
They had a game in music. They're forbidden. Bogus.
It's a good thing this is the 80s, because I think if Malachi saw a Dance Dance Revolution machine, he might spontaneously combust. So he takes them before this weird Isaac fella chilling in a corn worship room. Isaac talks like the preacher at my grandparents' church if he was 75 years younger, and he's like, it's cool if Sarah wants to mess around with Capitalism, the board game. She's got the gift of sight, which is helpful for us and our corn-based religion. All hail he who walks behind the rows. Am I right?
That's the fierceness of his face. Strike me dead.
Fun fact about Malachi,
Outlander!
Courtney Gaines won the role of Malachi by using a fake knife to hold a casting staff member hostage during his audition, which doesn't seem like a thing that would work in most other movie auditions. He's like, he tries that at every audition.
Do you mind taking your top off so we can see your breasts?
I think not.
Vicky and Bert pull over at one of those gas stations in horror movies that twist.
We've had ourselves...
I ain't got no gas.
Because the economics of evil corn towns works actually very similar to evil cannibal towns, but minus the questionable barbecue and chili sands.
I got no gas. No, I don't need gas.
I ain't got no diesel fuel neither.
I guess to be fair, this dog here is actually kind of an expert on wrenches, so maybe there's money in that? I'd pay a pretty penny to watch a dog correctly guess the size of a wrench, let me tell you.
How about that number 6?
Gotta figure out how to make money on this. I really want to.
Join my Patreon so I can afford to attend more wrench dog shows. The guy who owns the place is like, hey, don't go to Gatlin, okay? That place sucks corn cobs. But it turns out every road somehow leads to Gatlin.
We're right back where we started from. We never should have listened to that old...
Because Gatlin is the Rome of Nebraska, mostly because a lot of gruesome knife murders happen there. And anyway, they get stuck in a cornfield for a while, which is serving major Interstellar. This movie is basically Interstellar. So Bert's like, screw it. Let's just go to Gatlin. What does that guy know?
There ain't nothing in Gatlin.
That man is senile.
And also, if this gas guy is ever critically injured and somehow ends up in my hospital, I'm gonna let him die. And not just because he doesn't have insurance.
Don't ever show up in my emergency room, buddy.
Die already.
This is the exact attitude I want all doctors to have. Let's get rid of bad directions givers once and for all.
He was a little extreme.
That seems a little anti-HIPAA, bro. But while they do that, somebody murders the wrench dog.
Why did you have to go after him, Sarge?
Which is just guaranteed to tank the economy, and then a bunch of children presumably beat the owner to death with chains and shit. I'm just gonna say it. These are bad kids. Parent your kids in such a way that they don't murder all the adults in town and also all the dogs. That's like step one. Even Dave's parents were able to get that half right. But which half? And while we're here, like, what do chains and have to do with corn? You gotta stay on brand, my little guys. Couldn't you have bludgeoned him to death with a bag full of fossilized corn? Or like cut his throat with a scythe? A little effort. That is all I'm asking for. You're children of the corn. You're not children of the chains.
What has the Lord commanded?
Corn! The kids then listen to Isaac say vague, biblical adjacent things.
The Lord did come to me, and he was...
John C.
Praise God! Praise God! and we see a cop on a corn cross, or a triple C as it is commonly known. As in, oh my God, I hate Nebraska. It is just chock full of triple C's. It's like Buc-ee's in Texas. They're everywhere. Bert and Vicky make it into town, and it's immediately clear that the entire place is abandoned. It's clearly been overrun by corn, leading them to say what many a person has said after taking a weird poop.
What is it with this corn?
They try to use the phone in a diner that clearly hasn't been used in, I guess, 3 years, and then they chase some kids around with their car in the hopes that they can ask them for help, which is particularly insane, considering they just hit one with their car like an hour ago. Maybe they're hoping to run over a new friend for their trunk corpse?
So what are you gonna do if you catch him?
Ask him where we can.
They eventually decide to essentially walk into somebody's unlocked house.
Bert, this is somebody's house.
I know. I just want to use the toilet.
There's really no sense of urgency from these two, despite the fact that they have a ripening child body in their trunk, and they're pretty sure that a child murderer is on the loose, and that person has very likely already seen them and their car. But whatever, let's just break into this obviously abandoned house and wander around for a while.
I don't understand what's going on here.
Well,
Or stalk around, if you will, because corn stalks, right? We like to have fun on this channel.
Things just aren't happening fast enough.
The point is, there's no rush. Let's Goldilocks this and see what's in the fridge, poop in all the toilets, maybe run Vicky's lines for Terminator, which will inexplicably release just 7 months after this movie, and even more inexplicably, have fewer sequels than this franchise. Hey, did you know that Connor is an anagram for no corn? Makes you think.
Get that corn out of my face!
I don't want it.
You think that was intentional?
100%.
It had to.
Everything leads to corn.
Yeah, the Terminator is just a movie about not corn.
Yeah, because like the robots take all the corn.
Except, oh no, Bert hears something upstairs and discovers Sarah dicking around, and he's like, where are the adults? And she's like, well, I'm not gonna outright say it, but they're all dead in a cornfield.
what are they doing there?
All the grown-ups are there.
Bert's like, I just don't understand kids at all. So even though it's completely clear that the town is fully abandoned, I'm gonna run back into town and maybe see if all the responsible adults are just congregated in the town hall. Surely that part of town isn't as abandoned as every single other part of town, right? Vicky, you stay here because...
It's a little weird here, but it's safe.
Anyway, I'm off to report a murder. Thank God it's safe here, albeit weird. But maybe stay upstairs, because like corn, it can't go upstairs. Immediately after Bert leaves, Vicky is confronted by corn kids.
We want to give you peace.
Oh, like a piece of corn. Ah, you little lying bastards. You bring neither peace nor pieces of corn. Vicky is dragged away by corn children because this is pre-T2 swole Linda Hamilton, who would have absolutely handed all these little corn their corn asses.
We want to give you...
Meanwhile, Bert discovers, oh my God, the town hall, it's abandoned? Bert actually still wanders around, seemingly unworried about the state of everything, until he sees this weird-ass drawing of a dragon in a cornfield. Then he's like, oh, shit. That's bad. Dragons are not supposed to breathe fire in cornfields. That'll make it all popcorn. And this town doesn't have enough butter for that, nor an unabandoned movie theater where all that popcorn could be consumed. God, I'd better go check on Vicky. But Bert's too late. And just to pile on the problems, his car's just f***ing corned. Corned to shit. Cornholed all to shit. Just like pieces of corn stuck in. He's like, damn it. This is the worst day ever.
It's all corned up.
Oh, God. He doesn't even try to start it because, I mean, look at all that corn. No way is his car gonna run. Not with that corn. This is a powerful symbolic message against using corn-derived ethanol as gas for your car. I mean, this is cinema.
Behold.
Uh-oh, there's trouble in corn paradise as Isaac yells at Malachi for killing the gas guy who, twist, actually did have gas and was giving it to the kids.
We have our own fuel now from the corn.
Okay, what do these children need gas for exactly? And also, they know how to make gas from corn via their grade school dropout educations? Gotta take a wild guess and say there's not a lot of potential Will Huntings in this group. The entire thing requires like a whole ass plant to do it. You need specialized equipment. I bet these kids were just shoving corn cobs into fuel tanks and wondering why the cars aren't starting. They're like, I don't know, I put corn in it. I even put creamed corn in it.
Show not your pride, Malachi. We have not enough.
I don't know. I don't understand. Also, have they been planting all this corn for the past 3 years? I know this town is off the map, but surely somebody would have come to investigate the disappearance of every single adult by now. I mean, they have a town hall and shit. They're a real place, right? I don't know. But the kids decide to cornify Vicky on a professionally constructed corn cross. I don't think they got it on Etsy. I think they made that themselves. Bert, meanwhile, runs into a church full of Banksy art. He discovers a 19-year-old boy cutting himself with a corn knife so his blood will drip into a bowl for a bunch of other kids to drink.
Stop it! Stop that!
Which I think is how corn nuts are made. These kids should all be dead by now, right? I don't care how much goddamn corn there is. You can't just be drinking each other's blood and doing other stupid kid shit and expect literally any of them to live longer than like 2 weeks tops. You're gonna die of malnutrition and pellagra and also AIDS from all the blood smoothies. Dave is an exception, not the rule.
It's my birthday.
You got a pretty sick way of celebrating it, pal.
Sorry. But whatever, we know this kid is 19 because that's when the younger kids sacrifice you to the corn god, I guess. And it's weird to see a corn demon be more concerned about age of consent than some of the world's most famous musicians. But it turns out Bert seems to genuinely enjoy and is pretty good at kicking children's asses compared to Vicky. Well, mostly. But Chase, watch this kid definitely trip on accident and cause a corn child pileup. That kid is now dead in real life, probably. Also, do you think this insane kid ever got another acting gig?
Nicely done.
Anyway, Bert manages to get the jump on Malachi, just wails on his shin exactly one time.
Oh no, he died!
Before immediately running into a column.
Oh no, he died!
Bert, you gotta look where you're going.
With your eyes, Bert.
And you need to cream corn Malachi's penis. Pop it like a grain of corn. Do you want to escape this town or not? You know, I don't know that I've ever actually given advice for how an adult should beat up a child.
Yeah, there should be a handbook for that. Like, just in case.
Damn it!
Fortunately, Job pops up and is like, hey, I know where you can hide. It's this scary basement. Come on down here.
Hey, don't be a scaredy cat.
Well, down here.
And Bert is like, oh, okay, sounds good. I mean, it's not like every kid I've run into in this town seems to be evil or anything. Shockingly, it's actually fine because this is a secret bunker.
My dad built it. It's when the communists launched the first strike.
Because Nebraskan cornfields were always going to be where the first nukes would fall. But also, this isn't even like radioactive proof or anything. It's just like a basement. It only maybe help against conventional bombs. You think he'd be able to survive a communist invasion? No way. Maybe this guy deserved to be murdered by children. He couldn't even survive an invasion by the cornionists.
I don't think it's the communists we have to worry about, Job.
It's corn. Bert's reasons for not wanting to marry deepen as he immediately gets tired of hanging out with two small children and is like, show me where Vicky is. And the kids are like, I mean, we're too young to say no to an unmurdered adult, so.
Show me.
Okay.
The Isaac and Malachi situation has meanwhile fully deteriorated, and Malachi January 666 his ass, which don't worry, the corn demon intends to pardon him later. It'll be fine.
None of you will be forgiven!
I'm gonna do it.
And Malachi cuts Vicky down from her corn cross to use her as bait to catch Bert.
Come on! Come on! Come on out under!
This doesn't work, though, so they all go back to the cornfield, I guess, but now Isaac will be sacrificed along with the 19-year-old.
I'm ready to celebrate my birthday.
Want to get up?
And we finally get to see what they are being sacrificed to. Sort of. It turns out to be doubly disappointing, as it's both some sort of trimmer-style dirt worm and an indescribable CG colorful TV static fuzz of death. That's what they worship, I guess.
Corn Pop was a bad dude.
Bert finally shows up, frees Vicky, and she hoofs it about 11 feet.
Right to the bar!
My bad, I forgot to run. I was distracted by the evil TV static or whatever the shit.
Vicky, get out of here!
Maybe it's meant to be like symbolic representation of being shit-faced from huffing corn-derived ethanol? That would explain why Vicky can't run straight for more than a few seconds. Ah, the movies.
Behold.
So Bert then tries to convert the children to a religion of love, man.
Any religion without love and compassion is gay!
But Malachi is unconvinced, so they fight a bit.
Don't break my butt! Don't break my butt!
But Bert remembers that he's a grown-ass adult man. And he slaps the ever-loving shit out of Malachi. Backhands, front hands, you name it. I mean, this guy is really good at hitting children. I wonder where he trained. Just kidding. This movie was filmed in the 80s. You could walk up to any random kid, slap them across the mouth, and their parents would be like, what did you do to anger this nice man?
He wants you too, Malachi.
Oh, what? Look at that. Isaac is back, but with the devil in him or something. I hate when I kill a child only for them to come back imbued with the devil. The only thing they should be full of is the poison I give them. Except Bert actually converted most of the conservative kids, and they all go hide out in a barn, but it's getting stormy, and Job is like, oh, hey, the Triple C, Corn Cross Cop, was actually doing a pretty decent job of killing the corn devil before Malachi killed him. Specifically, he read this verse,
And the devil that deceived them was cast into the lake of fire and
Corn.
What's that supposed to mean?
and then he tried to burn all the corn. Bert's like, that sounds as reasonable as anything else that's gone on today. So he hooks a hose up to some gas-a-hole tanks and hooks those up to his sprinkler system.
I can wire anything directly into anything.
You kids give me as many hoses as you can find quick!
All this after fighting off an attack from some evil anthropomorphic corn, of course.
Oh no, he died.
And now all Bert needs to do is what Dave does whenever he sees a big, wiggly, sensual bowl of spaghetti.
Oh yeah. I do only buy sensual spaghetti. It's worth the extra money.
Then Bert lights a Molotov cocktail and hucks it into the corn, and bada boom! The corn explodes like Jiffy Pop Vietnam, and the monster appears to die.
Is he dead?
I mean, maybe.
Now all they've got to do is walk 19 miles to the nearest town.
Are you sure you're strong enough?
Are you kidding? Did you see the way he beat up all those children and also those stalks of corn? My man is strong as shit.
Jealous?
He hops in the car for a second to grab something that isn't the dead child body that I'm assuming is still in the trunk and probably ripe as hell right now. But he's attacked briefly by a zealous girl, but...
Oh, she's out cold.
I would hope so. She's like 12, dude. And the end. Credits as they walk away, leaving the multiple child corpses to rot amongst the disgusting unbuttered popcorn.
Sent her a get-well card from Seattle.
Ugh, the corn in this part's dead.
It sure sucks in here, don't it?
Have you been sitting there this entire time?
Yeah, I just didn't say anything because things are really tough at work.
At work? I'm trapped in a corn maze full of child cultists.
Yeah, sure, but I'm turning 19 soon, which means I gotta sacrifice my blood to feed the corn, and it's got me down.
You're 18.
18 and a half.
Okay.
I just feel like I'm constantly running around capturing heretical children who play board games and stabbing adult outlanders and, yeah, well, really, it's like, what does it even matter if I'm gonna be corn food in a week, you know? It's exhausting.
Dude, just sign up for strawberry.me at strawberry.me/breeding. It takes just a couple of minutes to fill out a survey, and they'll pair you up with a virtual career coach, and then they'll help you take control of your career.
Oh, I don't need a breeding coach. Thank you very much.
Okay, well, A, you'd be surprised. A lot of people do it wrong. And also, B, I said career coach. They'll partner with you so that you can gain clarity on your goals and build a personalized plan, and they'll keep you accountable as you execute it.
If it's so great, why don't you do it?
I have done it. I actually had several sessions with a coach who talked me through my anxiety around accepting sponsorships. He helped me articulate how it's really important to me to make sure I'm not sacrificing the integrity of my poop joke videos with boring ads, while also recognizing that I don't really feel like it's wise to automatically turn down opportunities that could support my family as we continue to navigate life after my wife's cancer diagnosis.
That's kind of heavy and also meta, considering you are literally stuck in a corn cult corn maze that's sponsored by strawberry.me.
That's actually the main reason I'm so skeptical of sponsorships. I am always worried that they're gonna plot me in a corn cult corn maze.
So what did your coach say? I've got to know.
Well, they recommended that I only take sponsorships that'll let me present the information in the way that I want, and that if I feel uncomfortable for any reason, I should trust that another opportunity will come eventually.
So you're saying if I want some of that career clarity, I'll just need to go to strawberry.me/breeding to claim my special breeding offer of 50% off my first week of coaching?
Again, no breeding, okay? It's just 50% off your first week of career coaching. But yes, if you're serious about career success, get matched with a certified career coach now at strawberry.me/breeding.
I already feel motivated to get out of this corn rut. I'm gonna go break the good news to the other cult kids. Thank you, kind outlander. Have a good day.
Oh, poor kid. Ugh. Surely I don't need to do more than one movie.
What is all this shit about
about the corn.
What do we call this art style over the opening credits here? Nephew impressionism. That is what the director's nephew's impression of corn is.
I like corn.
Also, final sacrifice. But you gotta get to at least the 4th installment before they let you use final in the subtitle. That's horror movie law. Whatever. Some dudes step into a dark, dirty basement that also stinks, which is strike 3 for me. If it's dark and it's dirty and it's stinky, no, I am not going in your basement. That's even before they find a bunch of flopping dead bodies. And oh my God,
What is it?
it's a corn-tastrophe in there.
Oh my God. Corn wins. Fatality.
Oh man, the corn in this town is so sharp.
What is all this shit about the corn?
You tell me, dude. We could just as easily have children of the okra. Children of the okra. Or children of the alley behind Arby's, if they had one here in Catlin. I assume they don't, because they just do corn stuff.
Go!
Turns out the authorities have finally discovered all the dead Gatlin adults now that all the meanest corn children were killed and popped approximately 2 days prior. Bert called in a tip before finally heading to his Seattle doctor internship. Did he ever mention the body in his trunk, by the way? Doubt it.
Jealous?
The surviving and hopefully less evil and corn-obsessed children are being shipped to a nearby town where they'll be brought to live with the locals and hopefully fed a much more balanced diet.
Like what?
Well, after they clear this rigorous turn-your-head-and-cough-ass physical.
This is Bob Collins reporting.
Now, I will say, so few horror sequels deal with the aftermaths of previous movies. And here, we open up on a town that was taken over by a corn cult, a cult, if you will. And nobody has hit the reset button. It shows us what happened to all these background children and the real world logistics of dealing with a town where all the adults have been murdered. This is not a good movie, but it's at least a good and unique idea. Well, except to this crazy old lady on a bike.
On, get out of my way!
Who thinks this is all a bad idea.
I'm taking my house.
And personally, I agree with the crazy old lady on the bike. We already have a humane way of dealing with traumatized orphans in the US, and it's turning them into Batman. Where are we gonna get our superheroes if we don't turn our traumatized orphans into them? They could all be Corn Man. They could be Corn Legion. They just attack as a unit of corn-obsessed
Swarm of corn.
Yeah. Crime dropped to 0.
And corn-based acts of heroism have skyrocketed.
We actually didn't have any before. Now, pretty good amount. Elsewhere, an estranged son, nice driving, and nice driving father ride in a car because the son missed his flight and the dad has an important job that he needs to do, which I guess means write a tabloid story about these crazy ass corn kids.
Just your basic Sunday afternoon in the Bible Belt.
Still not exactly sure why Danny's here.
Did your mother teach you how to talk like that?
Only when your name came up.
But boy, are neither of them excited about it. That makes 3 of us.
Well, it's nice to see your friends like and respect you.
And I don't know, maybe spring for a babysitter instead of bringing your irritated and impressionable son to the kids that murdered their parents expose. It's like if there's one place to bring a kid that doesn't like you, it's not to the town where the kids killed all their parents. He's gonna get ideas. He's gonna be like, you can do that?
With something as simple as corn?
No, this is a one-off. Even worse, the real news guys have already finished up their take on the story. Well, except for one last thing.
Want to get a shot of this corn, all right? Just relax, man.
Oh yeah, definitely pull over to get a nice corn shot. Get a low angle to really show off its length and girth. Full cobs out. That's some hard cornography right there. Except, hey, this town's drowning in corn, dude. It's literally right there. Just hit record, dumbass. Why do you need to drive to the middle of the cornfield? Are you hoping to find a corn god in there named He Who Walks Behind the Rows? Because that would be ridiculous. What they do find is a CG cloud of death, and also they're being stalked by something with what looks like predator vision, but I guess in this context is actually corn vision, trademarked.
Let's get out of here.
I thought I saw my keys. Anyway, their van dies and they get blown like crazy.
She's gone from suck to blow.
And one guy gets electrocuted by corn that also slits his throat, while the other guy gets cobbed by a corn stalk. I think they're growing this corn wrong. I have never seen corn electrocute somebody and also slit their throat and also throw itself into somebody's chest. It usually plays the long corn syrup-induced diabetes game. An heirloom tomato did steal my identity once, but that's different. Anyway, Danny and Daddy spend the night at a random hot lady's Airbnb, airbed and corn, which turns out to be a good choice.
That was really good.
Because they're fed a damn corn feast. B&C lady has apparently been assigned this weird Micah kid who has lots of corn thoughts.
I saw the corn. Their blood was for the corn.
The bones are their dollars.
Danny and Daddy fight a bit more while Mommy is off on a beach somewhere, enjoying not having to deal with either of them. So Danny leaves to catch a bus. But a random girl on a motor scooter drives by and is like, yeah, there won't be a bus until Tuesday. And for younger viewers, before cell phones, this was basically what we had back then instead of Siri. Random girls on motor scooters. It's like if you needed to know something, you needed to find a random girl on a motor scooter to tell you that information. But so he's like, and heads back, and it's kind of weird that he just takes her word for it. This town is full of evil children, right? Surely that includes fibbing about when buses arrive and depart. The girl's like, I'm so evil!
Gonna ruin this guy's entire scheduled day.
Yeah, a couple of days. His itinerary is going to shit. I don't know. But Micah, meanwhile, goes to hang out with some other corn kids and ends up running from something in POV corn vision. And he's electrocuted by the corn, I guess. Maybe it's static electricity. Like maybe these people keep rubbing corn on their heads like balloons before going to hang out in a cornfield.
There ain't nothing out there, Mordecai, except a lot of corn.
Oh, maybe it's the corn hair that's causing all that static?
Corn God, you are corn electric.
Maybe this is how we solve the energy crisis?
I saw the light that came from the corn.
Send out a bunch of perverts in wool sweaters into a field of corn and have them, like, you know, rubbing up against it, and then suddenly the entire field is your own mini power plant. It's definitely something worth considering.
Gonna need a lot of perverts and sweaters.
Anyway, Micah finally finds a bunch of other corn children already hanging out, and I assume making popcorn, or whatever the cool corn kids do. But when he pops out, this kid's eyes are weird, and he's like,
adults are bad.
They were of that world, and we have seen the way of that world, and it is
Gay.
and also they defile the corn.
stupid old corn.
Don't say that, you ignorant child, or I'll rub a corn with hair on your head. Anyway, all you kids head home and wait for the sign. And I assume that means signs in 2004, which is like still 15 years away, but that's a banger.
That's a pretty good corn-based movie.
Yeah, there's corn in it.
Top 10 corn-based movies.
Danny stumbles in mid-corn rant, but doesn't seem too worried about it.
It's fun to play at night.
Yeah, I guess.
He just wants to know if Micah knows about that motor scooter chick.
It's pretty hot.
Yeah, she even knows bus schedules. And also, maybe she could motor scooter me out of town while I motor scooter her. Hey, quick question for the audience.
Have you ever seen evil?
Jordan stares at Dave for a beat. Because this lady sure has, and it's this bunch of shit-ass kids. She's so sick of them and the apparent poop crosses they've been smearing on her walls that...
I'm moving out of this place and I'm taking my house with me.
And that sounds unbelievably difficult. And why would you even want your old house? It has poop on it.
He called the poop.
It's basically a porta potty now.
Look what he did! He all over the wall!
Oh, by the way, the poop is apparently the sign that the kids have been waiting for. And also, Daddy here wipes it right on his damned pants. Because I guess he's a big city man who's never seen poop smeared in the shape of a cross on a wall. But country mouses like me and Dave know all about it. And the main thing we know is that you wipe that on the ground or on an old lady, not on your pants, you idiots.
Idiots, am I right?
Anyway, he leaves and the crazy old lady tries to get at that pussy. But the evil children smash her with her own house, Wicked Witch of the East style. Also, her sister is literally named Miss West.
Oh my God, it's Ruby.
It's a metaphor.
Fun fact, this movie is what that popular play and now movie Wicked is based on. And like, yeah, after a few days, that old lady underneath the house will be as green as Elphaba. Another question for the audience.
Haven't you ever seen a girl before?
Behold.
Specifically, one just randomly washing by the road, AKA
Fornication.
her name is Lacey, by the way. And hey, what's up with her parents?
They're dead.
Oh, but don't worry, not by child revolt, by peaceful, unproblematic car accident. And I guess that's why she only drives motor scooters and bathes on the side of the road. They never explicitly say it, but I think she's like a vagrant. That's gotta be frustrating that all these murdered children are being given foster homes to live in while she explicitly did not murder her parents and is forced to wash by the side of the road and to attract sexy teen boys walking by and beg them to take her to New York City, even though, I mean, she's got a motor scooter, right? Just scoot on up there. You're in the era of dirt cheap gas prices. Take advantage. Or just bring along one of those wiener corn kids that apparently knows how to make corn gas. Here's a man sweating in church like a whore. And also he's whittle voodoo murdered to death by Micah. Honestly, pretty distressing way to die. Just like in front of everybody at church like that, embarrassing. I bet some old lady in the back is probably muttering whore under her breath over and over the entire time. Although yeah, the scene is appropriately gnarly, so that's nice. Then Micah tries to convert Danny to his side with the story about how he once caught his dad just going to town on some lady.
The moment a person turns 19, they become this thing.
Like a whore. Elsewhere, Daddy breaks into the now abandoned elementary school and it is looking rough. There are scary drawings, falling shit. Oh God, a Native American man. Dave wrote that last part. As a Texan, there's nothing more terrifying to him.
You scared the hell out of me.
I just instinctively pulled out my 6-shooter.
We soon learn that Daddy is literally me.
A white man.
And that he's like 34 years old and 185 pounds and a white boy and a content creator in close proximity to weirdo killers. Literally, it's all me. So for the rest of this video, just know that I'm having something of an existential crisis. Support my Patreon so I can get therapy for the me who walks behind the rows. But anyway, Dr. Frank Red Bear here, who is apparently a university professor, is like, what are you doing here? But like, what are you doing here, Dr. Professor? It's an abandoned elementary school. Nobody should be in it. Hey, what are you doing here? Also, Red Bear blames the child revolt on white people.
He only knows how to take. And after a while, there's nothing left to take. Sorry.
Actually, no, it's because
those kids went ape shit and killed everybody.
That's not particularly helpful to Daddy, but speaking of shit,
that shit ate right through my pants.
I told you, Daddy, never wipe shit on your own pants. It might eat your pants. It's basic science. And why Dave is pantsless right now. He rubs so much on his pants.
I don't appreciate your humor.
He talks to another doctor because this town is just full of doctors. And he's like, that's not poop. That's mold.
I don't poop around other people's doors.
A counterpoint, what if you eat mold like Dave does almost exclusively? Again, this isn't helpful, but after Daddy leaves, the doc calls the sheriff to be like,
we're going to hell.
So I guess there's an adult conspiracy happening alongside the child one. Now all we need is a young adult and elderly conspiracy, and we'll have the entire set. Well, actually, I guess these men could just be children at heart, and they've just been accepted into the child cult, or maybe they're just poorly aging high schoolers due to excessive corn intake?
I have just died. I am now killed.
Ah, okay. Well, that narrows down the possibilities. Daddy reunites with Red Bear PhD.
This place has power.
And kids really feel those power vibrations extra strong. And hey, did you know back in the day a bunch of different children murdered their lazy-ass parents? But before you judge, maybe they had it coming? Maybe they didn't get them that NES they really wanted? There are always two sides to every argument. Although, you know what? If he who walks behind the rows is getting multiple generations of kids to do this, maybe the corn really is that good? I feel like we may need to do a blind taste test before we rush to judgment here. Just saying. Maybe the corn is just so tasty it makes you want to slap your mama to death. Daddy is like, wow, lots to think about. So he heads back to his Airbnb to just desiccate every last drop of moisture from the Airbnb host lady. She is going to be dehydrated from all the shucking, but also very satisfied. I mean, he is a 34-year-old, 185-pound white man content creator. Those make the best lovers. Dad. Wait, that's the very thing that made Micah decide to kill everybody.
Sinning most vigorously.
Danny has no choice but to join the corn cult now.
We are one.
Ah!
Do you wish to be as one?
So he does.
Yes.
And to be fair, people have done crazier things after realizing their parents have sexual urges. It messes with your mind. Parents shouldn't be sexual. They should be like furniture. Utilitarian, dependable, sexless, able to fit in a flat pack, etc. But Annie's still out here dating dirty, vagrant orphan Lacey, and she takes him to a barn to be like, look at this incredible view.
This is your favorite place?
But it, like this movie, objectively sucks.
That's why I love it here.
She mentions the horizon, but there's a line of trees like 100 yards away. How much school do we think Lacey has completed?
If you can catch me, you can have me.
I mean, she clearly didn't play varsity sports. Danny just crushed her. No wonder no one adopted her. But Danny doesn't mind, and they start to explore each other's young bodies in this cornfield, but Lacey's like,
something's back there.
Yeah, Lacey, corn. There's so much corn!
Look at all this corn. Yeah, look at it.
Oh, whoops. Actually, in this one instance, it's not so much corn as a severed hand and also a bunch of other body parts from the other Gatlin adults who we never found. But I'm sure Danny could still, work through that as long as Lacey's not a coward. He's like, girl, I know there's body parts under you, but don't ruin the mood. Don't let this distract.
But I mean, okay, really expected to try to smooch somewhere where there's not a hand?
Yeah. That's what being a teenager is all about. New experiences. Red Bear and Daddy, dynamic duo, have somehow ended up at this barn and found a lonely mountain's worth of corn, but oh, it's all covered in mold. And Red Bear keeps being like, that is crazy poisonous.
Toxic as hell. It grows on the corn.
And it's probably poisoning everybody in town.
Well, hell, we all breathe it.
And it's doubly effective on children. Man, is it poisonous. It could kill this shit out of you, man. Let's just stand here and admire just how poisonous this corn is. Let's really just take in this moment and the surrounding air to appreciate the gravity of the situation that we found ourselves in. Hey, you want to have a hyperventilation contest? The one who breathes the most in 1 minute wins. Stop talking about how poisonous this corn is. Get out of there.
God, it can cause madness. It can cause panic, hallucinations.
This smells, poison.
People who have been diagnosed with corn huffing. I have many questions. How did I get this disease?
Whoa! So I guess they're gonna be dead soon. But Red Bear decides the reason they have all this poisoned corn is that the town intends to mix it in with the unpoisoned corn that they sell this year to double their earnings or whatever.
There's a hell of a lot of money tied up in this harvest.
But couldn't they sell this corn last year? What's the advantage of making more money this year with poison corn when you could have made more money last year with non-poisonous corn? The point is that the corn is old, so it's poisonous. And if it just didn't sell last year, why do they think they'll suddenly be able to move double the product the following year? I don't know. But it seems like it'll be pretty easy to trace the poisoned corn back to this part of America exclusively known for A, corn, and B, murder. Do you think that poisoned corn came from that place where everybody gets killed by corn?
Hey, Sheriff! I think we got a problem.
I think you may be right.
But yeah, the sheriff is in on this scheme, such as it is, and he shows up and ties Red Bear and Daddy up, and he wants to run them over with one of those big corn machines that they should have thrown the screenplay into, but they escape. And Red Bear is like, hey, Native Americans believed in a vengeful God who might get revenge on people if they were being bad to the earth. And it's like, okay, bro, what do you actually think is going on here? You've now said the problem is 1, magical earth vibrations that throw kids out of whack, 2, corn poison that throws kids out of whack, and now 3, a vengeful earth god? Or are you saying all 3 of these things are attacking the brains of these sweet little idiots? This is like one of those Spider-Man movies with way too many villains. But the kids never had a chance. He's like, I think the earth's vibrating into corn is poison and God is mad? I don't know. I'm gonna be honest, I'm just throwing out there. The point is, I don't know. Basically, it's not even their fault that they also kidnapped Dehydrated Lady and forced the Wicked Witch of the East, foul-mouthed sister, into traffic.
Don't think you can scare me, you little
They are fighting an impossible amount of corn-based supernatural forces! Ah! The townspeople hold a little town meeting, but
the sweet children of Gatlin have chained the door.
They're all murdered with fire. This is why you should never be nice to orphans. Whoever's been in charge of Lacey's case has the right idea. And okay, well, now the children are about to sacrifice Airbnb Lady and also Lacey, who they now have, I guess, apparently.
Carve out her heart!
And they're gonna sacrifice him to the corn god. And Danny's like, I'm okay with this.
You little bastard!
I heard my dad having sex, which was a radicalizing moment for me.
How will this affect my loved ones?
But then the Thrasher shows up, driven by Red Bear, and Danny snaps out of it. And he and his daddy rescue their respective sexual conquests. Red Bear is ironically shot with an arrow. And Daddy kills the shit out of a kid with his own spear. Hoisted by his own corntard. Hoisted by his own corntard. Shakespeare.
Oh, Hamlet, Hamlet, Hamlet.
Realistically, that should always be the play. Not to defeat these cultists, to deal with orphans. Throw spears at them.
Reach for the sky, lady.
Warning, does not work on Batman. Unfortunately, everybody just runs in one big circle, so they're captured again. And Micah goes Super Saiyan. But before he can unleash the power of balls, Red Bear musters just enough strength to become he who mows behind the rows and runs a child over with his combine machine or whatever the hell, allowing everybody to escape. Again, God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to murder children with a harvest combine, and wisdom to know the difference. Micah, interestingly, turns into a predator, a yautja, specifically upon death. Dave, I've never killed a child. Is that normal? Is that what happens? Kind of a dick move to stop possessing a kid just when he's about to get shredded like pizza cheese by an industrial machine. But I guess that's what they mean when they say corn can be bad for you. So things are fine now, except for Red Bear being full dead.
No! Come on!
But it's cool. They decide to burn his damned body? What? He's a university professor, you lunatics. You can't just unilaterally decide to ceremonially incinerate his body in the middle of a random-ass cornfield surrounded by the bodies of dead children? I'm pretty sure the police are gonna have questions. What are the cops gonna think? You're like, oh, I'm sorry, I was just burning this Native American man's body. Not a hate crime. He was very helpful. I loved him. The dead children, they were evil.
Everything was done with good intention.
It looks bad. It's not, though.
Maybe that incompetent editor over at Newsweek will reconsider.
I am a tabloid news reporter, okay? You can trust me.
The corn is evil.
Let the healing begin.
What are you talking about? Daddy is crazy. No, I mean it. I think he legitimately may have trauma-induced psychosis, which I get, but still, don't let him organize any funerals in his fragile state. Also, here's Red Bear literally disappearing as he walks away, presumably headed to haunt the production of the inevitable live-action Pocahontas movie that Disney's secretly working on right now. So, was Red Bear the final sacrifice? Or what was the final sacrifice supposed to be exactly? Also, I sort of doubt that any sacrifices were final, considering that there are 9 more movies? Oh my God, I think I'm this final sacrifice.
Oh, come on, give me a break, please.
What the hell is even happening right now?
He who walks behind the rows is very urban.
I don't think you're allowed to say that.
We've got a brand new Japanese invention here. We call it pizza.
My harvest, urban. My children, of the corn. My creature makeup effects, Screaming Mad George. Such is the beginning of the 3rd movie in this series that shouldn't have made it past the cold open of the 1st movie.
You're gonna make this some sad night.
Clearly this has to be some kind of prequel because the last film promised us that it was the final sacrifice? How could they lie like that? Never trust corn. But so here we are watching Dark Corn wiggle outside Gatlin while a trailer dude with a scythe chases around his son
Joshua! He's gonna beat me again.
I hate to break it to you, Josh, but scythes aren't really for beating per se. I think he's gonna cut you in half.
Or worse. Yeah, or worse.
Why, Papa?
Fortunately, Josh's weird brother Eli is out here, and he's got a corn Bible, which is a red flag considering Jesus didn't even know corn existed. But he also has the ability to control corn, I guess. And he and his corn force Trailer Daddy painfully onto a cross. Then the corn Bible sinks into the ground, and the brothers, well, they head to Chicago to get adopted. Fun! Their new parents seem pretty traditional in that they huck the wife into the back seat for some reason, and the dad is apparently unable to fully open the front door of the house, forcing everybody to awkwardly squeeze past him and his dad penis to get inside. Or maybe this is just his way of establishing dominance or something?
Let's go upstairs. I'll show you your penises.
I don't know. I've never fostered children. I do have 3 biological ones though. Please support me on Patreon so I don't have to adopt evil magic children and establish my dominance over them by making them squeeze past my crotch to get into my house. I don't want to do that. You have to sign up for my Patreon so I don't have to do that. Otherwise, I have no choice. The door's open. Come on through, big guy.
I know you know. And you're nervous, but just listen to me, okay?
Josh initially makes a bad impression by maybe not breaking some expensive glass shit. It's actually not clear if Josh did it or if Eli with his telekinetic corn powers did it. But either way, let's forget about it and eat some Japanese food.
We've got a brand new Japanese invention here. We call it pizza.
Did a Ninja Turtle write that line?
Do you want me to help you cut it?
Woohoo! It dices, it slices.
This is clearly Josh and Eli's first time eating something not corn-based, but it also might be the mom's and also maybe the dad's.
Oh, for God's sakes, Amanda, you don't cut pizza.
It's already cut, Dad. What do you mean you don't cut the pizza?
You fold it, you jam it in.
Grace?
Eli's right. We need to pray about what the hell's going on. Later, Eli is like, hey, new daddy, the adoption agency says you grow corn. And he's like, no.
I sell corn. I'm a commodities trader on the exchange.
Common misconception. Josh, wait, don't hang out with the next door black people.
Joshua, could you come home, please?
Whew, good save. Mommy opens Eli's suitcase to find a shitload of bugs, but Daddy only sees corn.
That's nice looking corn.
I guess it's one of those suitcases where it only shows you what you want to see. If Dave opened it, it'd be full of salad dressing and a shitload of bugs, for example. Oh, this is exactly what I was hoping was in here.
Yeah, you know, this is the 2 specific things I desire.
Oh my God, I was just hoping I could find some salad dressing and a shitload of bugs.
I don't have to go to 2 different places.
Yeah, that night, Mommy and Daddy celebrate having 2 new children in their house by just grabbing handfuls of tit.
The Chicago.
Eli celebrates by sneaking into the warehouse next door and planting a bunch of corn because everybody be planting seeds tonight. Or at least, you know, messing around with dirt, like butt dirt.
Can you tell me where corn comes from? Well, this is... We haven't had that talk yet.
The next day, Mommy tries to make Josh all sexy for school with a sexy new shirt, but Eli's like, no, we are not about that sexy shirt life, Mommy.
Modest dress is the surest way to a pious life.
Modest is hottest.
So they head to Catholic school looking incongruously Amish.
But that's just perfect for an Amish like me.
The school needs to split Eli and Josh up because there's a minimum 5-year age gap, but Eli isn't into it.
No!
And neither is this kid who is worried about Eli's intentions for his penis.
Because I think you're going to try to suck my dick.
Honestly, I have no idea.
Unless it's an ear of corn, probably not. Anyway, the kid's so desperate to not get his dick sucked that he whips out a knife.
The lady does protest too much.
Because kids having dangerous weapons in schools used to just be kind of a silly thing that we all accepted. And all the principals ever asked for was to not get blood on his new asbestos ceiling.
You're just so bad.
Look, I don't care if you kids stab each other. Just don't get blood on my new asbestos ceiling.
I got my concealed carry and I'm carrying corn on me at all times. Yeah.
That's the hardest license to get because it's so dangerous.
I know, dude.
It can electrocute you, it can slit your throat, it can play basketball. At recess, Josh lusts over basketball happenings because twist, he's great at basketball, or rather, he's pretty good at layups. Just a lot of shots of him laying up. You'd think the competition would be stiffer in Chicago, but to be fair, Josh has only ever played basketball with an ear of corn before, so this probably feels like, you know, the ankle weights coming off before a run. He's like, whoa, this ball bounces like crazy. He's been dribbling corn his whole life. Eli isn't psyched about this development either, but basketball is like heroin, and he's already in way too deep. Oh, shoot. You think Josh is gonna suck somebody's dick for more basketball? Oh, it's a possibility. He's about to harvest some semen with his mouth so that he can basketball.
Get it over here, buddy. Let's do this.
Yeah, man.
These movies, they're dark, but they show real life.
I don't like that. They're gritty, they're real, they're gross.
They're sexy, they're so yummy. I love basketball. 3-pointer,
That man's name? Michael Jordan.
What?
Stop it.
Get some help. I'm sorry, man. I gotta go.
Meanwhile, Eli's secret warehouse corn is flourishing. You might say it's amazing. Mommy finds the corn and is scared, I guess. Corn phobia is the invisible plague tormenting Middle America. Thousands suffer in silence.
Jesus Christ.
She smells the corn and bumps into a weird homeless/cornless dude as she runs away.
What the hell was that?
And that guy eats corn and dies. So I guess the mom was right about the corn being weird. But then Eli brings Daddy over there and he's like, whoa, this corn is a goddamn corn mine. I could make so much money with this tasty ass corn. Yummy, yummy corn time.
I mean, look at this thing.
Eli's like, that's great. Also, please don't pay any attention to the dead dude. Isn't the dead dude still over there? The dad's like, I'm gonna make so much money selling this corn. There's like,
I ain't want to brag, Big Blue, but I figure on at least
15 stalks. I mean, I think his point is that he grew it in Chicago, which is hard to do or something, but... Then Eli goes and puts corn bugs in the school soup that every school serves kids at lunchtime. Y'all remember school soup? Did we ever have soup at school?
The hamburgers kind of floated around like a...
In soup. That's true. We had hamburger soup. I assume this is Eli trying to sell the principal on buying corn for the school lunches, but I don't think he's gonna be into it. The next day, the principal gives a sermon about Joseph, but then tag teams Eli in to continue the sermon.
Thank you, Father.
And Eli's like, Joseph saw a future where adults destroyed the environment. And I don't think he got that quite right. I mean, sure, Joseph ultimately brings Egypt and the surrounding peoples through a famine, presumably by stockpiling corn. I don't remember the specifics, but when his brothers decided to sell him into slavery, it was because he told them that he had a dream about how one day he'd be in charge of them. Not because he was like, you guys are gonna destroy the environment due to being adults. Did they change that story in the corn version of the Bible?
Some kings love.
Who in hell cares?
Anyway, the principal isn't into that either.
You're not!
But like, maybe don't tag in a weird, evil corn child to finish your sermons then?
Because corn is awesome.
Like, what'd you expect?
Oh, is the corn god texting you?
Yeah. He and I go way back. Oh, and in case you're wondering why Josh isn't as weird as Eli...
I'm sorry, I thought I told you. He's my adopted brother.
See? This is why you get rid of orphans. It also explains why Eli's layups are miserable. Can't lay up like Josh. And it also explains why he uses a corn candle to ultimately murder his caseworker with mouth fire. And also maybe why he licks his adoptive mom in the ear. Only adopted children do like that.
He's adopted.
That son of a bitch.
Biological kids never lick their mommies in the ear. Anyway, wet-eared mommy thinks Eli's corn is killing her garden, so she goes to kill the corn, but she is, of course, attacked by the corn and then killed by slipping on, I guess, spit from her ear? Or corn jizz? Unclear. Also, does this crate say ass produce? Now that would sell for a pretty penny on the commodities market. Sorry. Every time I try to make a business joke, all I can picture is all the Faulkner books I had to read in college, including Sanctuary. The point is, I have no marketable skills. I'd completely fumble a rollout of ass produce to consumers. So please support my ass producing these videos on Patreon. You'd think that ass would just sell itself, but you need a good strategy.
If people don't know about the ass.
They're all like, oh, is this ass organic? And I'm like, I don't even know. Daddy, on the other hand, tries to close a corn deal and he doesn't care how it happened.
Ethics.
But now mommy is dead and he said that she won't be alive to watch him close the biggest corn deal of his life. Truly one of the saddest love stories in cinema. It's a toss-up between this and Titanic and that video on Dave's computer where he eats his pet cat. Those are the 3 greatest love stories in film.
How'd you find that video?
How did I find it? Like, you don't show it to me every day. Weird freeze frame zoom on Weird Eli. This is warranted because apparently he's been preaching all over school and kids are starting to listen.
Our greatest harvest to come.
They're all like, yeah, adults are the reason the environment is bad and we should probably murder them all. And I'm not ready to totally disavow their idea. I just think it needs a little fine tuning. Not every kid immediately agrees.
This motherfucker.
But when they see that Eli doesn't take fall damage and is apparently a huge fan of Zack Snyder's Watchmen.
I'm not in here with you. You're in here with me.
But they come around. They're like, this kid's got something. Well, except for Josh. He's immune because he's getting tit.
It's that second base.
That's the Chicago way.
Boobs override any and all arguments. Nobody would ever join a cult if they got regular tit.
I want to go home and rethink my life.
Although actually, that would disappoint this priest guy, both because the kids are acting very morally now, and because he's played by Bryan, who went to jail for sexually assaulting Drake Bell. So, Josh reads a newspaper clipping and realizes, Eli's been alive and in child form for several decades. Which actually makes Eli a hypocrite, right? I don't want to sound like one of those weird Daves defending his anime pillow.
Like defending it from other suitors?
Objects are made by men and used for many purposes.
Well, I've got some good news.
But adulthood isn't about physical development, it's about literal age. The point is, they kill the 19-year-olds regardless of how rippling their abs. Eli is literally an adult, even if he magically looks like a child. He should shove a corn into his brain or commit corn seppuku or something. Or do this thing that he does to Josh's girlfriend's parents.
You can't skip lunch.
But anyway, Josh explains this to his buddy Malcolm, his girlfriend with the tits brother.
I know every inch of his face.
And he also mentions that his dad did corn experiments.
My papa needed a lot of it to work on his corn experiments.
What is that?
The whole planet's on a cob! Go! Go!
I wish Dave had more land to do his corn experiments on. Maybe I wouldn't have stumbled upon the most horrifying thing I've ever seen in my life. Rest in peace, Whiskers. Anyway, Josh and Malcolm rush to tell the principal that Eli's evil. But Eli beat them to it, and he's blinding the principal with a corn cross and then hanging him upside down on a cross.
Thank you.
You know, the classic double cross. But before the principal dies, he tells Josh he's pretty sure that Eli's power comes from his corn Bible way back in Gatlin.
Destroy.
They road trip the 10 hours it takes to get there.
That's my place.
And though Josh quickly finds the corn Bible, it turns out that the scarecrow is Daddy.
Oh my God!
They defeat Scarecrow Daddy because he's little more than a yeehaw twink in a Halloween costume. But then Malcolm is attacked and killed by a bunch of anthropomorphic corn while Josh grabs the Bible and drives away.
Bible.
Back in Chicago, the children prepare for purge night. But like, is there a plan to kill every single adult in Chicago? Because Encased Meats, Old Style, and Deep Dish have been trying that for years. And last I checked, Chicago still has adults. Now granted, nobody's ever tried just corn, so I guess we'll see.
Well, I've got some good news.
Though with so many Polish people in Chicago, they'd probably have more luck with poisoning evil kielbasa. Though I'm assuming children of the kielbasa would have some marketing obstacles to overcome.
Dude, I'm down for children of the kielbasa.
I bet you are.
Each child looks 45 years old.
Yeah. Smoking ciggies. Oh, and also because Daddy locked in a corn sale with a bunch of Germans, Eli is expecting his evil corn seed to infect people the world over.
And because if you our seeds will spread.
And this installment is really starting to feel like it was funded by cane sugar lobbyists.
It's time to rest, Papa.
What the hell is even that?
Eli then kills Daddy. It's like, cutting a man down just when he achieved the biggest corn-based achievement of his life? Eli's evil knows no bounds.
Daddy, chill.
Well, whatever.
But before these literal children can go out and kill millions of Chicagoan adults, which I would 100% pay to watch on pay-per-view, Josh shows up holding the corn Bible and is like, okay, here's what I think is going on. You're a corn worm.
It's because you're like a worm.
And I need to kill you and the Bible at the exact same time, or else one part or the other will grow back.
Now that I've got you together, I'm gonna crush you completely.
So Eli starts spamming Hadoukens at Josh. And come on, if he did that from the start, he wouldn't have to brainwash anyone. Do you guys have any idea how many guys claiming to be God have started massive cults and none of them could do a real-life Hadouken? Although counterpoint, Josh keeps blocking them with his corn Bible while yelling,
"Choke on it!"
Josh then stabs Eli through the Bible? I'm not sure what Eli's choking on exactly, but still very cool one-liner, Josh. This breaks the spell, and all the kids are like, whoa, what happened? And like, nothing too bad, unless you're Josh's girlfriend. I mean, her parents and brother are dead as shit.
Killed Malcolm.
But on a positive note, dessert for dinner every night. No parents to say no. And also, I guess she can go bathe in roadside waterfalls and hook up with New York City boys passing through. Oh, wait, a big-ass corn monster that I guess is he who walks, or more typically slithers behind the rows, busts out of the ground so hard that the movie's sound becomes hopelessly desynced, and it's almost impossible to track what's going on other than it's pretty clear that a bunch of dolls are being eaten.
hate playing with dolls.
And it takes a good long while for Josh to hack his girlfriend out of the monster's stomach and then hack the monster to full death, I guess? I don't know. It's pretty confusing. Then we end with a bunch of corn Germans being like, oh, we are going to sell this corn so hard to all the peoples all over the world. We are going to conquer them with corn.
Soon we'll be shipping all over the world.
So that's probably bad. The third Corn Reich, am I right? But also, who would trust corn from a bunch of Germans?
Good Corn Kaiser with the pointy corn.
The Corn Kaiser. We are rolling through your streets with corn panzers. Wait, is this corn German?
I'm going to suggest to your mother that she blister your little behinds real good.
A kid with a scraped hand shows up at a weird old lady's door.
Can I help you?
No.
Immediately, she feels something.
God, you're hot.
Oh, yeah! She tries to help him, but he wigs out and maybe attacks her, but actually it was just a dream. Movie over? Apparently not. Here's Naomi Watts, here named Grace, driving a car to a big old white house where the crazy lady is revealed to be her crazy mom.
Hi, Mom. How you doing?
I'm doing so bad.
And hey, look at that. Grace has got two much younger siblings, Margaret and James. She's decided to take a break from school to just sort of be here to help out. You know, fetch bags of Cheetos, whatever mommy needs. Oh, also, the doc is here.
Hi, Doc.
Hello.
Grace walks him to his car and he reveals that he's given her mom drugs to help her with all those evil hot children dreams and hopefully to also help with her agoraphobia. At least, I think that's what he said.
Well,
this seems pretty tough for Doc to film. Physically, he is breathing heavy. Grace, fetch him a few more bags of Cheetos.
I would have called him myself personally.
And yes, Grace, you can have your old job back as long as you don't make me walk or talk anymore. Oh my God.
You got your old job back.
Now just pull a plug and let me die.
That night, a drunk homeless man wanders through a bunch of corn, as drunk homeless people and dead baseball ghosts often do in areas that have a lot of corn.
It's not a fantasy, they're real.
And he ends up in a barn where he breaks open a boarded up well, but like, my guy, Samara is definitely down there. Naomi Watts is literally in town. Actually, I said this as a joke, but this movie 100% rips off The Ring, as we will soon see. But no, actually, in there is a dead hot boy. Not in the sense of attractive, but because he has half of his face burned off. The water is full of bugs.
Don't drink that!
But that's to be expected from abandoned, boarded up well water. In New York, this well would cost $1,500 a month plus utilities. They would make you pay for the water that you live in. Isn't that crazy? Anyway, you could just grab your dropped alcohol bottle by crawling underneath all this pointy equipment. Would it be easier to step over this tiny barrel or even just pick it up and set it aside? Yes. But alcohol tastes much better when you work for it. Just probably not if you're impaled in every part of your body. Guinness tastes terrible when you've been impaled in every part of your body.
I don't always drink beer, but when I do.
Anyway, crazy mommy doesn't seem to be getting better.
Is Mom a crackpot?
She must be. Why else would you be a Catholic? The free wine?
Mom, we're not Catholic.
Oh, thank God.
Oh God, and now Margaret is sick and James is sick, but it's fine. Grace's good friend Marianne is here with beer. And you don't even have to get impaled in every part of your body to drink that beer. She briefly mentions that she's a school nurse and that Grace is in medical school, respectively. I don't think I need to say respectively.
Tell me about it.
The next day, the clinic Doc and now Grace work at is flooded with sick children. This scene is also tough for Doc to film because he's forced to stand and talk. My man is not making it through this movie, and possibly this very monologue.
I hope you don't have any plans.
That night, things get desperate, and all across the city, parents dunk their kids in ice baths to try and bring down their collective fevers, seemingly brought on by the well kid burning the drunk guy's body, which, yeah, I guess that makes you sick. But even though a few kids get demony here and there, it largely seems fine. I guess Dave was right. Burning homeless people is no big deal in the grand scheme of things. He's always like, literally, what's the big deal? And I'm like, well, if Children of the Corn 4 has anything to say about it, nothing.
New line of merch, too.
Burn homeless bodies.
Yeah.
With my name branded on them.
So, that's it?
I wish. But instead we watch this lady do a terrible job of packing boxes. She's just folding the sides of the top like this is the first time she's even seen a box. As such, she's massacred by, I guess, a bunch of box-conscious children, while her now weird son, who probably got the worst wrapped Christmas and birthday presents from her over the years, just watches.
I can't go.
The cops show up and think the dad, Donald, murdered his wife with a big, beautiful scythe the night before the family moved out of town.
Never looks good for the husband, Donald.
Nobody has more respect for women than I do.
It's gonna be a big one. It's a big, beautiful scythe.
I'm gonna do it.
Sounds crazy, but the cops probably saw her packing job and were like, okay, well, there's your motive. If she was trying to pack my boxes like that, I would kill her with a scythe too, says me, the cop.
We do have ourselves a little situation here, now don't we?
Their son, Marcus, bunkers off into a nearby cornfield, and then the cop follows him, but then Marcus hands him the drunk guy's dead head. And then the dead kid makes the cop dead. Explaining these movies is my full-time job. People are always asking me how I get these recaps so clear and concise. And the answer, it's just a God-given talent. You know, you can't replicate it, don't even try. How do I do it? No one knows.
What was that?
Donald runs away because, of course, the cops will also blame him for the most recent scything. Donald is clinical with a scythe. He hides with two random old ladies who immediately accept him into their house.
There's no need to explain.
No need to explain? None at all? This isn't our first rodeo. We knew you were supernaturally framed for murdering your wife and a cop with his scythe the minute you came through the door. Still pretty insane that when Dave tried the same thing while wearing a crotchless Big Bird costume and covered in blood and holding a corn knife, all they asked were for explanations. Hypocrites?
You need to explain.
Uh-oh. It looks like Grace is now having dreams on dreams.
You mustn't be afraid to dream a little bigger, darling.
I think something fishy is going on here. Grace seems to agree, so she uses a blood analyzer on Sister Margaret's blood, while Doc keeps those two twin boys with him overnight to give their mom a rest, which is sort of concerning, but then again...
Well, I'm pretty old.
Now that's true. He could die at literally any second. Every time he blinks, it's a miracle when his eyes open again.
Enough said.
Nothing for the mom to be concerned about. Well, except for the fact that he does die in two separate halves, and it's because of the twins. Each one wanted to play with one half of him, so they pulled a King Solomon. He was, after all, very wise.
I'm going to suggest to your mother that she blister your little behinds real good.
Yeah, those butts should be raw.
Now you are going to get up.
My kids are not allowed to cut their doctor in half with a gurney. I don't care what King Solomon says. They know there will be consequences if they do that again. Join my Patreon so I can afford a new doctor for them that has both halves still connected. My kids cut our old doctor in half with a gurney, and I was like, kids? No. No.
Do you think that is a funny thing? It is not.
Grace walks into the clinic to check Margaret's blood, but is like, whoa, that blood is weird. And Donald pops in and is like, hey, so everybody thinks I murdered my wife and the sheriff, but I actually think that a bunch of kids did it, maybe? Anyway, bye. And I don't know why he told her any of that. Those two old ladies clearly said,
there's no need to explain.
The next day, Grace takes more blood to run more tests, but the bigger issue seems to be that Margaret's tooth pops right out of her head, along with every child's teeth across the entire city. And okay, it's gross, but technically kids lose teeth without being possessed by the spirit of a dead demon boy or whatever. It's not automatically cause for concern. Oh, never mind, that's way too many teeth. The tooth fairy is screwed.
I am never gonna financially recover from this.
Come on, no way.
And also Grace is like, hey, the kid's blood seems mixed with something dead. Is that bad? I'd ask Doc, but I can't find his halves anywhere.
This creeping me out big time.
Back at home, crazy mommy essentially relives the cold open dream, which is scary, but it does give her the push she needs to get over her agoraphobia and run away. So that's good. This is how we should treat all mental illness. Agoraphobia, demon children nightmares. Anxiety, demon children nightmares. A little too into the new Tony Hawk remasters? Oh, you bet your ass it's demon children nightmares. Anyway, while relishing her newfound mental stability and freedom, Mommy sees what she thinks is her son enter an abandoned barn. So she pulls over, gets killed by maybe corn.
Don't you dare
do it, Corn.
Unclear, but I apply the same method here as I do with tortillas I'm unsure of. When in doubt, just assume that it's corn. Although I suppose someone could frame corn if they planted evidence. Just make sure to do it in April to ensure a great September evidence harvest. That was a little cop corn pun humor.
It's just corn talk.
It's just corn talk. You know how it is.
This creeping me out big time.
Grace heads outside, but whoops.
Leave the child. Take the cannoli.
Donald is there with a shotgun and he forces the two of them to head to his old lady house so those two can explain the entire backstory for at least this movie, but also potentially the whole series.
Come, listen.
Basically, a long time ago, there were these tent revival preachers, aka Christ carnies, and one of these two old ladies had a kid out of wedlock and abandoned it, so the preachers adopted him. And what do you know? He was pretty good at preaching himself.
Josiah, the amazing boy preacher.
Josiah's preaching was so good and his little body was so boyish, the preachers got rich. And they didn't want to lose their cash cow, so they fed him all sorts of weird to try to keep him young looking, including, I think, giving him over to the darkness, which, like, how do I get some of this darkness? Dave refuses to share his, the selfish bastard. I can't keep looking this good forever, especially if my health is tied to the success of the stupidest videos ever made about the stupidest movies ever made. If I could just give myself over to some darkness to keep up my incredibly youthful appearance, I mean, I'd definitely consider it.
They took the step, gave him over.
And voila. This is the Kris Jenner face.
Ooh, never mind.
You accepted a little bit of darkness at one time.
Well, okay.
Yeah, right.
I had a couple of beers, okay? It seemed like everybody was doing it.
That darkness is looking pretty.
I think I might accept a little in.
What do you mean? Gave him over?
The darkness kept Josiah's small.
But then, whoops, Josiah murdered the preachers with a scythe. But then, double whoops, the town folk apparently weren't thrilled about that. So they burned Josiah alive and then dumped his bones in a well. That's why it's better to keep these relationships parasocial, Josiah. Anyway, they believe his evil spirit will take over another kid at some point and he'll do bad shit at some point. And Grace is like, well, that's definitely gonna be Margaret because twist!
Your sister.
She's my daughter.
Ew. And yeah, this is pretty much the Ring franchise. Abused/possessed kid gets killed, kills from beyond the grave, and is now trying to come back via possession. All happened in the Ring movies, and I would know because... But anyway, I guess the hypothetical connection to the other movies in the Corn Children series is that all the random possessed leader preacher kids like Isaac and Micah and whatever are all actually Josiah trying to get back in there like every other loser who peaked in high school.
Don't make my mistake.
This doesn't super explain why they'd all hate adults per se. Could have easily gone on a rampage against professional Christians, which, as a thrice former one myself, I get. But sure, adults suck too, in general. This is a concept.
Take back the light child.
Back at the clinic, Mary Ann's chilling with a bunch of kid blood when whoops, it all overflows and she's killed with a scythe born of the blood, maybe. Grace and Donald walk in after this and are like, well, this seems bad.
Wait a minute, hold on.
But it leads Grace to the realization that, oh, the preachers used mercury, aka Quicksilver, to stunt Josiah's growth. So maybe we can kill him if we pump him full of that. Although alternatively, what if it just makes him even younger? If they were using Quicksilver to keep him young and then you shoot him with it, I guess if he's a baby, he'd be easier to step on.
I hope that's the one line the homeowners heard.
Donald's like, sounds good to me. I'll spike some shotgun rounds with Quicksilver in case the demon corn child is also a werewolf. You never know. Maybe grab some rectal thermometers too, just to be safe.
This kid really hates this stuff.
Like Dave on a Saturday night, they head to the barn to shotgun some kids. And indeed, the children of town have congregated there and are cutting their hands and bleeding into the well, which would usually be totally cool and fine.
We bring him our flesh.
I love a good sleepover.
But Marcus has hemophilia, so he's bleeding a little bit too much.
Careful, I'm a bleeder.
There's nothing worse than when you're hanging out with your friends, cutting yourselves into a well, and one of you like shouldn't be doing that, like they bleed more than you should, and you're like, you are really dragging this party down. I thought we were all doing this together and having fun, but now you're like dying. I don't know. The point is he's giving a little too much flesh to Josiah, the amazing boy preacher. Also, Margaret sort of hovers over the water for a while before getting pulled in by a hand, and then Josiah himself hops out. Now, if we want to squint and connect this to the other movies, it seems like Josiah should be Margaret or something, especially considering all the other weird kids, including Margaret, actually mentioned not being who they are, but are somehow instead dead kids from long ago.
You want to tell me what's going on here, Charlie?
I'm not Charlie.
His name is John C.
And actually, that would weirdly make this movie even more like a gender swap The Ring, but whatever. I guess Margaret is just gonna float in the well, which allows Josiah to have his regular burned-ass body back. Just weird that he's like, I'm doing possession, but not literally. He doesn't want to come back in a girl body. Who cares? Grace and Donald finally show up and they have the foresight to spike the sprinkler system with mercury, despite having only made 2 Quicksilver bullets. Donald runs in and grabs Marcus, but their truck is beset upon by 1,000 angry children, which is scientifically known as a comment section, while Grace runs inside and shotguns Josiah and also half of Doc. That's it. That's all her bullets. But it's fine because she shoots the sprinkler system with a non-magic bullet, and that causes Josiah to melt a bit. And then she knocks him into the well again.
I hope you can swim.
I seriously doubt that you hope he can swim. I bet you hope he can't swim. Also, swimming isn't really the thing with him. It's being poisoned and burned, you know? He was only bones when he was put in the well. Like, his weakness isn't water. His weakness is poison and fire. Besides, he could probably just make corn cob floaties down there. But it doesn't take much to fix. She could have just said, I hope you can swim, scythe, you know, like psych, so that he knows that she's being sarcastic. But also she could hit him with a scythe.
I'm gonna do it.
Hollywood, this is my email. Hit me up for more corn-based one-liner punch-ups.
I don't think those are so funny anymore.
The kids then stop attacking and Grace successfully pulls Margaret from the well because she can swim, or at least hold her breath for an insanely long time. Everybody's like, yay, hooray, and they leave for town together. Except, what the hell do the cops think happened here exactly? A lot of people are dead, but not notably their lead suspect from the first murder and the cop murder. For as much as I don't like the Chucky movies until the 6th one, then they're fun. They do a good job of being like, hey, if a bunch of children around you were killed by an unexplained magical entity, you'd probably go insane and or get thrown in jail. Way too many horror movies like this end with everybody being like, well, we shotgunned the evil magical corn child to death and returned him to his watery grave. So I'm sure the cops will leave us alone now.
I mean, we can't be, policing the whole city.
Well, I think she'd be happy about that.
Hey, sir, I wanted to talk to you. Ow.
Ah, worth the shot.
Smeet.
We open with corn creeping, followed by honestly terrible rose picking technique. You're gonna kill that rose, idiot. More like he who sucks at picking a rose. Then a midnight corn child stumbles upon a ground fire and just gets blasted. And that honestly is all we're gonna get in terms of lore. I don't know, we got a random hole to hell, a kid stumbles upon it and gets devil cornholed. Want more? Suck corn, children. The movie is saying that, I didn't say it. That's not me, I'm quoting the movie. Cut to 1 year later and somebody's been cutting the throats of this old farmer man's young heifers.
Found another one today.
Sorry.
But that's actually not what the kid from the intro was worried about.
That cornfield belongs to us.
And he TKs the farmer off the ground and PK thunders his ass.
PK thunder!
Before a bunch of other children come in and hack up his wife.
That is so disgusting.
It sure is. Random couple whose thing is evidently tying sex dolls to random road signs and gas pumps. But before you judge them, keep in mind that evidently this other car full of 4.5 teens is following the sex dolls.
Hey, I think that's one of Laszlo's dolls.
How do you have that much sex doll money? It's not a rhetorical question. I'm asking for a date. Oh, and sorry, the half a friend.
Got him right here. Hey, buddy.
Is the ashes of holy shit. Eva Mendez's dead boyfriend?
Get it away from me. I don't want to look at that.
Man, this series is really just out here launching careers. Fun fact, Eva Mendes hired an acting coach after seeing herself in this movie. God knows why, but he won't tell me because my soul is apparently tattered after watching so many terrible movies. Shut up! Anyway, while Laszlo hangs up yet another sex doll beacon, his girlfriend or whatever disappears into a nearby cornfield to steal some corn? Why? Why not tell him? And why do you need an assload of corn at this exact moment? Doesn't matter because she's scythed by a dude who literally pops up in front of her. Like corn, like popcorn? Also, Laszlo's murdered. Oh my god, wait, who's gonna take care of his dolls? Unclear, but his buddies keep following Laszlo's sex doll trail like pervert Hansels and Gretels searching for a house made entirely of lube or whatever.
You saw the doll, it was pointed this way.
But they find the next one way too hard. Oh shit. They spilled the dead boyfriend everywhere. Gross. They're approached by a gaggle of weird kids who are not helpful, so they walk to town because that's where they were supposed to meet their pervert friends. As far as I can tell, it's never explained how these people know each other, why they didn't caravan together, why they have a dead boyfriend in an urn, exactly how the sex dolls got involved, and why they were headed to this bar specifically. They're like, oh God, we're lost. Oh wait, never mind, here's our final destination.
Kurt's favorite dive. That must be the place. We can have final closure of a cold beer.
But Greg here tries to chat up the locals.
Your town stinks.
And they're like, oh, you're smelling the perpetually burning corn silo outside of town, owned by some creepy dude who presumably illegally employs a bunch of children who worship he who shits behind the Walgreens.
You mean he who walks behind the rows?
Yeah, that's it.
Apparently Allison knows what that means, and she's like, we should go catch a bus to literally anywhere else. But Eva is too slow.
Ah, you guys, I'm in heels.
Also, their car, it's now on fire. And the smoldering sex doll fumes are overpowering. So they wander to the house from the intro and decide to spend the night there because it's full of smeat.
Smeat!
At dinner, the best friends ever exposition at each other and reveal that Eva's boyfriend not only died bungee jumping, which seems impossible,
I thought bungee jumping was so safe.
but actually he wrote a suicide note that Allison decided to hide for some reason.
You're lying. Kurt would never do that.
Wow. This is good. This is where the healing begins.
Let the healing begin.
But why not just regular jump instead of bungee jump if that was his plan? Did he have a coupon and he didn't want to waste it? He's like, I'm gonna kill myself by jumping off a bridge. But I do want to pretend I'm bungee jumping.
Yeah, but that was Kurt. He was a free spirit.
Then Eva and the hot boy of the group hook up to heal even harder and even faster.
Come on, lie back and try and get some
Smeat!
But Allison's not finished expositioning secrets, and after confessing to being the second gunman in the JFK assassination and JFK's body double, the logistics of that are like so impressive. They've got to make a whole nother movie to explain that.
It doesn't matter. It was wrong of me, and I'm really sorry.
Anyway, she tells Greg about a secret brother of hers named Jacob that she left back at home because she was tired of getting walloped by her, I guess secretly alcoholic dad. But at some point, Jacob also left, but he left to join a cult instead of to chase trails of sex dolls across America like his sister. And I guess this cult she just learned about in this town is that cult.
What an incredible coincidence.
I had no idea. I'm so sorry.
So anyway, she's gonna go find Jacob, hopefully. Oh hey, here's all their friends' body parts in this corn machine. Oh, rest in corn machine. The cops show up to collect as many body parts as they can.
What the hell is that? I think it's a foot, sir.
And then yell at the teens for squatting in this house, and they tell them to get out of town, but like leave any sex dolls they got lying around, okay?
I'm staying.
Okay, sure. Yeah, let's wander around in this cornfield until we find your brother, I guess. They're soon confronted by the kids who take them to their adult king, Luke, at the main house, which is inexplicably surrounded by sand. Where the hell did the sand come from? Is it like a moat specifically to keep out Anakin in case he hears about your lightning and force choke powers that will never come up again in this movie?
Oh, yeah.
That's probably it. Although, wouldn't cornmeal make more sense for your cult's whole theme? Whatever. Luke only wants to talk to Allison, so she heads in while Eva's like, hey, by the way, hot boy, I only banged you for the vibes. And he's like, damn it. It was so much more skibbity than that for me. And she's like, well, it's more toilet for me.
That's how it was for me.
Then she wanders off and talks to this beefcake boy who tries to convert her with his penis.
I was there myself, just not too long ago.
Oh, to be young and the hottest person in or visiting a cult. Those were the days.
Those were the days.
I found some of that right here on this farm.
Now, some people think Luke is a
molester.
But actually,
I am a prophet.
Not better.
As if those aren't borderline synonymous at this point, but whatever. Luke seems cool, and he explains how one day he stumbled upon an abandoned corn baby, and he raised it, and simultaneously an eternal flame in the silo got lit, which started attracting kids who had abusive parents to him from all over the place. And anyway, they all serve the much less abusive he who walks behind the rows. So again, everything sounds above board and legit to me. And as far as cults go, actually, this one is pretty good since he's not demanding anyone's life savings because kids without parents are poor. So he has no ulterior motives.
Yet you have come here to threaten the harmony we have established.
He lets Allison go see Jacob, who's like, holy shit, what's up, sis? Hey, fun fact.
I have a wife now.
And before you ask, yes, I've plowed behind her rows.
Luke chose her to bear my child.
And also, no, I am not 18 years old until tomorrow. And yes, she is even younger than I am. And Allison's like, wait.
Do you love her?
And like, Allison, I think you're focused on the wrong part of this.
Why is everyone so young here?
Children are still pure of heart.
Right to jail.
But she's forced to leave, although before she does, she's handed a corn demon manual by Jacob, and I'm surprised literally any one of these characters knows how to read. Imagine getting that order at the print shop. Hey, I wrote this corn demon manual. Can you, like, bind it up real nice?
Is the Corn Bible under reference or religion?
Oh, that's a good question. I know that the book of Saw is in self-help.
Right, yeah, that makes sense.
Because he's trying to help you.
Or is there a corn-based book section?
I want to say it's religion or automotive repair.
Hey, look, a recipe for cyanide fruit punch.
Anyway, they all head back and illegally re-enter the home of those dead people, and everybody fights a bit, and then everybody besides Allison leaves to catch a bus to some other random bar in some other random town adjacent to some other random child cult.
So who's coming with me?
Let me let you in on a little editing secret from Daddy J. When we did Predator, and you kept saying, oh God, the lighting's changed, you're gonna have to do something, I didn't do shit.
You didn't do
I didn't do shit.
I would do to this, but it's fine.
I left it, and you know what? Nobody gave a shit. Allison reads the book and realizes A, he who walks behind the rose has apparently moved up the kill yourself age to 18 instead of 19 like previously, and B, Jacob secretly wants to leave and not be killed for what will likely be a terrible 18th birthday party thanks to he who is too cheap to at least rent a bounce house before killing me. But before she can do anything about anything, Allison runs smack dab into the sheriff. Oh, also all her friends decide to head back because they can't just leave Allison. And also there aren't any more sex dolls to follow, so they have literally no idea where they're going. I've been following sex dolls my whole life, and now I don't know where to go.
What's your excuse?
Well, sorry, actually the boys can't just leave Allison. Eva runs off to definitely get corn fed. Force fed that corn.
Come with us, beautiful child.
Dave knows what I mean. She actually ends up at the everlasting fire silo where Jacob just so happens to be pussing out on jumping into the fire and killing himself.
I can't.
Well, maybe. You're just making excuses.
Well, come on, these are kids. All it would take is a few chances of do it, and the peer pressure would get to them. Kids are really good at manipulating other kids. That's how every child cult starts. They're like, I double dog dare you to join our corn cult. And they're like, damn it.
I don't want to look like an idiot.
I don't want to look like an idiot.
You must.
But then again, Jacob's wife, who he may or may not love, doesn't want to leave with him. But it's actually all good because Eva's like, oh, I'll kill myself, no problem.
Because Kurt is waiting there for me.
Great.
Yeah. Then I can be with my dead boyfriend again. But like, would you? Did he also worship corn? I think you guys are going to completely different agriculturally themed hells. I think he's in like bungee jumping Sheol. What's corn hell like though? Oh my God, it's probably just a bunch of flaming creamed corn, right?
Or it's all cornbread that's dry and crumbled.
Yeah, they're like, yum, oh, gross. It's just a bunch of corn treats, but they all taste like ass.
The corn tortillas that like split in half and you fold them.
All your falls out. Oh my God. Popcorn, but unsalted and unbuttered and a little burned.
And a little burned in the corner, and it gets stuck in between your teeth.
Yeah, and you like can't get it out forever. Yeah. That's corn hell. That's where Eva Mendes is going. But her boyfriend didn't worship a corn god. I don't know why she would assume that they would go to the same place.
For today shall be your day.
Today will not be his day.
Also, wait, Eva Mendes claims to be 17. So how did Greg and Allison order beers in that bar? Are they all underage and just unbelievably confident when ordering?
You got any of that Millwood Pale Ale?
Slurp, slurp.
Or is she hanging out with people 4+ years older than her? How old was her bungee falling boyfriend? These are the questions you ask yourself while the movie you're watching for work displays a scene whereby a bunch of children stare up some girl's dress
Smeet!
while she crawls to the top of a silo to squat jump her poorly covered ass into a fire. Because if you just watch that scene, I think you have to go to jail. Cinematographer's like, I think I got a good shot. This is a good one. Hey, actually, it was a little blurry on that take. Can we do it 5, 7, 12 more times?
Rolling on the 17-year-old skirt shot, take 5.
I'm sorry, guys. You guys can go home. I just got to get this shot. Me and Eva will hang back.
We don't deserve the impossible.
Smeet!
Jacob, for his part, gets tackled, walloped, dragged, stabbed, and escaped. Really? All of the budget possible things. But okay, something clearly happened off screen that we somehow missed, because now the cop has returned to Luke's house with Allison and another cop and a fire truck and a warrant.
Got a warrant to search these
Buttholes, okay?
And he says to Luke what I said to my wife on our wedding night.
I've been wanting to nail your ass for a long time.
We dated celibately for over 3 years, so it was a struggle. But back up a second. What the hell happened between Allison and the entire legal system of this town off screen. Did Jacob also write her the number for a really good lawyer in that Korn book? We need Zack Snyder to director's cut this so I can get a sense of why everybody's mind has changed so suddenly. They're like, you kids got to get the hell out of here. And then they leave and they come back and they're still there. And she's like, I know you wanted me to leave. My brother was in a Korn cult. And I don't even think he loves his child bride. And they're like, oh my God, I'm going to get a fire truck and a warrant. We're going there right now. Like, where'd they find a judge? Judge is like, I'm sorry, you're saying too much. We got to sign this warrant.
Yeah, and it's like a Nebraska version of Judge Dredd. It's like, I am the Korn law.
But that's the other thing is like, they find them squatting at this house where the owners have died or murdered or disappeared or whatever. And then they find like bodies in a corn machine. And they're like, you kids got to get out of here. But alas, no. Luke is like, my guy, you're not going to be successful here. My ass is super glued shut, metaphorically. I assume the ass nailing was also a metaphor. And if you try to put out that fire, it's gonna... Okay, there it goes. Both firemen catch on fire, and I'll tell you what, they may drop, but neither of them roll. They're literally firemen. That's like the main thing they're supposed to know. That and hot calendar poses.
3 classes, hoses, dropping and rolling, looking sexy.
Looking sexy.
You're the only student who failed my midterm exam.
So they're dead. And then Luke splits in half and shoots fire at the sheriff out of something deep within himself. The ability to shoot flame is, like Korn, actually one of the lesser known fruits of the spirit. And the weird kid, Ezekiel, is like, Twist,
he's been dead for years.
I'm actually the true leader of this cult, but I couldn't reveal myself earlier because then they'd make me pay taxes on my Bitcoin and shit. It's crazy because they also got Al Capone on taxes. Was Al Capone possessed by a corn demon? Oh, maybe, probably.
We all have a few skeletons left in the closet, Allison.
And now the other cop is dead. And then Allison shotguns a child, which is becoming something of a disturbing trend in these films. And then Greg bashes a child's brains in. And then they run hide in a barn to watch Jacob succumb to his knife wounds.
Oh my God, it's Jacob! You bastard!
More children attack, and then we get some hot boy on hot boy action. Then Allison... And then Greg, well, I guess is legally deaf and hasn't heard any of this mayhem, gets drilled under a car he's trying to fix. And then he explodes himself in a blaze of self-sacrificial glory.
I got your eternal flame right here!
Another corn of the spirit is exploding yourself and your enemies with gasoline fires while yelling sick one-liners. At some point before he died, Jacob mentioned fighting fire with fire, so Allison crawls to the top of the silo with what I assume is a big bag of fire, but she's hooked by Ezekiel, and then she hooks him and hooks him into the fire, and then she throws her fire on the fire and defeats the fire, and whoever said you can't fight fire with fire was full of shit. Then she almost falls, but doesn't fall. And that's pretty much it. Except, oh wait! Sometime later, Allison decides to adopt her nephew since the kid's mom is like 14 or libertarian or whatever. But I'm skeptical that Allison could do much better than her. Support that neck, woman! Counterpoint, the kid is clearly evil. Evil children have surprisingly strong necks. Good children? Twig necks.
Fortunately, I was able to put mine to good use.
Now this is f***ing A.
Ooh, Children of the Corn 666? That's the devil's number. Also, I'm kind of hoping that they quickly recap the previous 660 movies between this one and the 5th movie. I don't want to get lost in the plot. And oh shit, they got Isaac back? And he wrote the script? Amazing. Holy hell, they got Carrie Scoglin, the future director of all 6 episodes of Falcon and the Winter Soldier, to direct this movie? What a get! Already, this movie really has everything, including red-ass corn and kids with scythes walking through it. It's everything you need. Although I don't think they know where they're going because they're clearly walking back and forth like bad AI in a stealth game. Here's a dead person. A girl named Hannah voices over her own driving to let her adoptive mother know she's
going back to that little abandoned town called Gatlin.
I ain't heard that name in a long time.
to learn about where she's from, but you just said Gatlin, so end of movie, 3 stars.
Love Hernan.
But no, you'd think after the 3rd cult, there would have been at least an Errol Morris doc or at least one unsolved mystery segment on this town that could have filled her in. Whatever, she picks up a standard preacher type.
Bless you, sister.
But then poof.
Where'd he go?
He disappears, and Hannah tries so hard to see where he went that she crashes right into a bunch of damn corn. That's basically the worst crime you can commit in Gatlin. It'd be like crashing into a bunch of counter-protesters here in Charlottesville.
Can't you do better than that?
I'm sorry, this one was a real struggle. How about it be like crashing into a bunch of anime pillows in Dave's front yard? He says the morning dew makes them the perfect amount of moist. It's actually kind of beautiful.
Thank you.
But anyway, the corn crash is why a cop shows up to take her to a weird hospital that doesn't look particularly functional. Inside, she speaks with a weird doctor who's like, "You're fine. Damn fine if I can take off my doctor pants for a second."
There's nothing wrong with your head.
But then he leaves with the cop to go find her insane brother Jake, and Hannah roots around the office to discover it's as weird as the rest of the building.
I don't know what I expected.
She also has visions of maybe pregnant children that I would describe as weird. In the director's cut, all of this is set to a soundtrack by Weird Al. Hannah eventually stumbles on a much older Isaac because even though it looked like he was eaten by ghost static and then Molotov cocktailed in the first movie to death, he has actually just been sleeping it off for the last 19 or so years. Nothing tuckers a kid out more than being eaten and burned, believe you me. I've got 3 children, and it's the only way I can get them to take a nap. Sign up for my Patreon so I can buy more Molotov cocktails. Did you know that Costco now sells them in 50 packs?
Hi.
Hot boy jump scare. This fella is named Gabriel, and he works at this hospital in some nebulous, never explained role. Maybe he's the female visitor calmer downer? We don't have an MRI machine, but we do have a resident Gabriel on call. Your insurance does not cover him, but he is mandatory, and he is a very gentle lover.
What do you like? Get off hanging out in hospitals or something?
Hannah leaves, much calmer, but is immediately slammed into and chased by a pickup truck that forces her into yet another cornfield. The chase continues, but ends conveniently at a motel. And now I'm starting to wonder if this is just a ploy for them to get customers. Doesn't seem to be a very popular place. I wouldn't be surprised if they pay a few corn kids some commission to chase out-of-towners away from the La Quinta to over here, which yes has a gross dead bird and a gross weird kid. But also,
you can check out whenever.
I guess they have free rooms if you want them? That commission must be low. Also, fun fact, any hotel with free rooms 100% has cameras in the shower. I don't know if it's connected, but every time Dave stays in one of those rooms, every time we check out, the front desk manager has gouged out their eyeballs?
But hey, free waffles always make you forget.
Don't you want the room?
Anyway, this motel is run by this dude, Matt, and his girlfriend, Morgan, and they're very public with their PDA, if that's something you're into.
I think that means she wants you to
My point is, there's something for everybody at this motel. Dead birds, weird kids, dudes named Matt. They got it all. You think they got a dude named Matt at the La Quinta? No. Also, Crazy Jake tries to smother Isaac in his sleep.
No, Jake. No, Jake. No, Jake.
Babe, wait, babe, no!
You can't do that.
That'll make us just like them.
Make you like who? Firstly, Jake is crazy. I don't think he's worried about whether he takes things too far morally. And secondly, Isaac is already like pure
Evil, I tells ya. Evil!
I told you, nothing's changed.
Is it evil to smother evil while it sleeps? What if you ask him to film a YouTube video first? Also, why have they kept Isaac alive for 19 years anyway? Who's paying to keep him alive? Oh, still, at a certain point, they're gonna pull that plug, right? Wasn't he behind the murder of like 50 adults or whatever? Didn't News Daddy from the second movie write a whole story about that? Oh, never mind. Isaac wakes up and is like, what'd I miss? Sure hope I'm not a middle-aged man or anything, since I religiously believe all adults are evil and I'd be forced to immediately kill myself or sacrifice my corn blood to the corn god or whatever because I'm well past 19. Nope, I look under 19 to me.
How long? 19 years.
19 dog years. You're fine, Isaac.
I never lost faith.
Hannah goes back to the hospital, and Gabriel is like, fun fact, Isaac was never arrested.
So if they never arrested him, then why is he locked up?
So they wouldn't kill him.
Again, by who and why? I don't know, but another fun fact, everybody in town is
Children of the children.
of the corn. So grandchildren of the corn. Hannah scrounges around looking for her birth certificate, but what she finds is evidence of a Rachel Colby having given birth to one baby Colby, who I would joke about, but dead baby jokes are so middle school. A phenomenon baby Colby never got to experience because he died.
Look, did you come all this way to talk about
Dead babies?
No.
But Hannah's like, wait, I'm not a dead baby. There's something fishy going on here.
poor little thing scared to death.
Jake attack.
You don't go sneaking up on people like that, Jake.
That night, somebody breaks into Hannah's hotel room and, oh, hey, it's the owner of the crazy pickup truck. And oh, how the tables have turned.
So now I get to chase you.
Hannah follows the pickup truck, but when she's out of her car, she's immediately bumped into by a kid wielding a machete. Almost exactly like every kid or Dave I've ever seen with a machete. Dude just cannot stop smacking it on the ground.
Hey, Jesse.
Sorry, I was stimming.
He reveals that A, they're having a harvest tonight, B, his name is Jesse, and C, that truck belongs to Rachel Colby. Holy shit.
I don't care.
Want to see you.
I don't care.
Hannah sneaks closer and sees, a woman at a grave arguing with the cop, and indeed, it's the grave for baby Colby, but spoiler alert, Hannah is in fact baby Colby. She is baby. Baby is her. And someone has put her in the corner of deception.
This is like blowing my mind up.
I don't care.
So what the hell is her baby Colby's mom doing here? Like, what is she mourning exactly? Her career by having to be in this movie? The fact that she wasn't able to run her daughter off the road or like smother her in her shitty motel bed earlier? Speaking of, it says get out or die in her motel shower, which maybe her mom put that there? My mom was always leaving notes like that in my lunchbox and or painted with blood on the toilet seat. Knock, knock, it's Gabriel.
Who?
He helps Hannah poke needle-nose pliers at her car's tailpipe for a bit, and like, God,
what is it with all these dead birds?
Welcome to RUNAWAY.
Oh, I was gonna say these two are just getting so close to each other emotionally, but yes, that is weird. Except wait.
Did you sleep at all?
Oops, it was just another hallucination. When my kids keep me up at night, I also tend to find imaginary dead birds in unexplained places, like my lunchbox. Or the toilet.
Sure.
Gabriel attempts the world's worst pickup line when he confusingly says that Hitler came at the right time.
Why not Isaac?
Maybe this is Isaac's time, and somehow this convinces Hannah to stay in town a bit longer? I mean, if you had a chance to meet new Hitler before he became big, you'd want to, right?
Okay, you've got my attention.
It's like hipsters for Hitler. Ooh. That's a progressive party that I need to start.
Who else is gonna do it?
Are you running? Are you not running?
Then Isaac uses TK powers on the doctor to keep a water faucet running, and then PK thunders him.
PK thunder!
God, it's really the perfect combination, and I'm glad these movies are happy to showcase it. The only thing they need next is a good clean whack with a home run bat.
I don't have.
Baseball bat?
Oh well, maybe next time. He who smashes behind the bros. Coming soon. Also, Isaac does these things because the doc faked baby Hannah Colby's death. I also got good at Super Smash Bros. Because I was worried somebody had faked a death just in general. Like, I hate it when that happens, and it made me want to be good at Super Smash Bros., which sounds dumb, but it makes as much sense as all the things I've said over the last hour of this video.
You're sick.
Then Isaac accuses Rachel of some nebulous betrayal, and she's like, well, I was married to the 19-year-old kid who killed himself in the first movie, and Isaac is like, oh my God, this again?
Amos sacrificed himself for he who walks behind the rose, our Lord and Savior.
I almost forgot about that.
It was actually super cool that he did that. Open your mind and let in our friend called religious tolerance. Then Isaac calls over his son, Matt the motel boy, and is like, hey, do you mind banging Hannah for me so we can create a new generation of screwed up great-grandchildren of the corn?
You will father the child that shall lead us home.
What are you talking about having sex?
And Matt says nothing, but I'm sure he's down. But let's back up for a second. Isaac got somebody pregnant before he got eaten and burned? The kid was 12 years old. Who taught him how to do that?
Sorry.
I'm so proud of you.
I think we need to make him he who walks behind the bars of the prison. I don't know, this movie is exhausting. Then, that morning,
brought you some towels.
The hotel girl, Morgan, breaks into Hannah's hotel room because I guess having no lock is another trade-off for a free room.
Some people do use the do not disturb sign.
And she's like, oh, by the way, Gabriel wants you to meet somebody in Hemingford at a coffee shop who will be, I don't know, wearing clothes, like regular human clothes. I will provide no more details at this time. Stop asking, my God.
Where? Coffee shop.
Which one?
How many coffee shops do you think there are?
Figure on at least 1,000.
But of course, But of course, within 5 seconds of being on the road, Hannah is forced into yet another cornfield by a drunk Matt, who is like, man, my life sucks. I don't want to have sex with you.
Are you crazy or just
gay? Anyway, here's a shovel to go dig up your dead baby self, which, oh my God, there's nothing there because you would never fit in that casket. Yet another example of society trying to shame women into impossible body standards. Tiny dresses, tiny coffins. There is, of course, a dead dude hanging from a tree that isn't real, and also her mom is like,
open that casket and the first part of the prophecy has come true.
oh right, I forgot there's a prophecy about Hannah returning and having sex with the first son, thereby creating next-gen corn children.
He wants you to be the mother of a superior race.
Considering the number of L's that he who is behind on the scoreboard has taken, superior is a bold word choice. I guess the idea is that corn children will really come into their own as a race on the 3rd iteration.
The truth is repulsive.
Hannah's all like, why did you give me up? And Rachel's like, you know how it is. Prophecy shit. What can you do?
I wanted you so badly.
And Hannah's like, you should have let me decide. And like, you were a baby, idiot. Babies make terrible choices about whether or not to remain in cults in possible defiance of corn prophecies. Except for my baby. I was really glad she made that call for us to leave our cult because my wife and I were super on the fence. We needed a tiebreaker. And my baby was like, no corn. And I was like, all right.
You're insane.
Mommy leaves and Hannah gets surrounded by dumbass 2nd generation corn children.
What do you guys want?
And they syringe her and bring her to Isaac, who at this point seems to believe he is himself he who walks behind the rows, which, not sure how he got that idea, considering he was basically killed by that guy for the last 19 years. And also, I'm fairly certain he who walks is a big-ass goddamn corn worm, or as we saw in the previous movie, a tiny worm inside of a guy. But the point is that wormness is definitely near the top of the list of adjectives you'd use to describe he who walks behind the rows, and Isaac is grimy, but he still seems pretty human. But whatever, he's like, okay, my son Matt, it's time to fight! Oh, shit. Morgan is like, I prefer Matt not impregnate this girl right now, so she causes a tussle, and they all run around in the cornfields for a while before they're grabbed by some much cooler children of the motorcycle. And Morgan is brought back and chopped to death by Isaac, while Hannah is brought to a barn by her savior, Gabriel. And God, is she thankful, but also, she's just so dirty.
I can do anything for a shower right now.
Gabriel's like, well, we don't have a shower, but I can hose you down with a definitely fucking freezing barn hose in the middle of the night like a damn dog that rolled in deer shit. And also, while we're at it, can you hose me down for no reason? And now that we're already dripping and wet, can I please impregnate you real quick as the clock strikes midnight? And the kids these days say sex scenes in movies aren't necessary or earned, but that was a perfect setup and sexecution. Matt shows up then and is like, oh, am I too late to implant my seed? Just kidding, I didn't want to anyway. And Gabriel's like, hey man, don't worry about it. Why don't you kill yourself with that scythe over there? Took me forever to build up this collection. Anyway, here's a gay little kiss before you go. Gay! Then he and Hannah leave to go find her mom, I guess, even though she's found her like 100 times, who gives a shit? But oh, okay, this time she's tied up in the hospital basement. But actually, Isaac wants Hannah to find Rachel and knows her visions are brought on by pain. So he spanks mommy a lot.
Feel that one, Anna?
Whenever my kids are lost in the grocery store, I also spank mommy so they can have a vision of wherever we are in the checkout line. I can't believe Isaac does the same thing. Too bad his only son is currently impaled on a scythe. No amount of mommy spanking can undo that. Gabriel is attacked by Jesse, but it goes about how you'd expect for a middle schooler with a machete attacking a soon-to-be father. And then Gabriel makes the cop shoot herself in the face with TK powers.
Now this is fucking A.
And anyway, he and Hannah and everybody are all there now, and Gabriel's like, twist! Actually, I am he who walks behind the rows, and my man is on that ivermectin dewormer. Looking good. And so technically that makes Gabriel the first son who should bang the first daughter, but what? Who is he the son of? We need he who is behind the paternity tests. I have no idea. But he's like, hey, Hannah, why don't you kill Isaac? But Rachel's like, hey, Hannah, why don't you not kill Isaac? And God, this is just like Sophie's choice. voice.
Go on, kill him.
Don't. I'm so fucking confused.
But Hannah doesn't kill Isaac, so Gabriel's like,
on your knees, bitch.
and he makes Gabriel he who walks like a dumb idiot. I mean, look at him, such a goof. Then Gabriel flies up to the ceiling and impales Isaac with a pipe. Which, I mean, should he kill him with corn? Like, if this is actually he who walks behind the rose, should he do a corn thing? I thought he loved corn things.
Is he who walks behind the rose?
Honestly, I have no idea.
Gandalf would have stabbed him with a corncob pipe.
Oh, I know.
But he's not here. Rachel stabs him and they run away and, oh, okay, that's who died at the beginning. Nice.
Again, it's like poetry, so if they rhyme.
Oh, twist. He was only pretending to be dead for literally no reason.
Damn fine performance if I do say so myself.
What a thespian, that he who walks behind the rose.
Boom.
He causes an explosion, a big bang if you will, just to scare the women, but it's not like they die or anything. She's already pregnant with a third-gen corn child with presumably smaller game cartridges and 32-bit graphics.
Well, maybe that's true. But my truth is something else.
Also, I guess that's bad. It'd be better if there were no more generations of corn children, I think. But anyway, end of movie. And also this timeline that we've been, I guess, pretending was a connected timeline, even though there's no way. Let's reboot.
Something dark, unknowable, hideous, and corrupt.
Coming right up.
He who walks behind the rose is not pleased with all these terrible movies.
Is that true?
He wants you to start over.
You had an army in there. Your Kong sure did. The patties, of course, not the corn.
Rebooted movie, rebooted corn, same old bad franchise.
And say why.
Oh, also a computer-generated tent, because apparently we don't even have the budget to buy a real tent.
Oh, we drown in sin here.
Inside, children sing and murder pigs, and everybody's just generally
wallowing in sin. Loving it.
I am loving this.
Except wait, who erected this tent? A bunch of children? Oh, stupid, that's right. A computer erected the tent. Because one of those children, a young Bill Gates.
God has spoken to me in a dream.
But yet, it wasn't a bad dream. It was reality.
Whoa, dude. Anyway, this version of Child Boy Wonder Preacher Isaac is actually not a 20-year-old man with a hormone deficiency, and it really shows. It is rough trying to get actual kids' mouths to say these lines. They have to apparently really emphasize the word.
Suffer the children to come unto me.
No, Amish boy.
This is how I test if my children haven't been secretly replaced by imposters in the night. I tell them to act like evil child wonder preachers, and if they suck at it, I know they're my children and not 20-year-old men with hormone deficiencies.
Praise God!
The definite child blames adults for a recent corn drought going on here in
this large year of 1963.
His solution is for the kids to murder the adults, seemingly, but for the sake of budget, let's do all those murders off screen. Adult actors cost more than child actors, especially if you murder them.
Time to kill!
So now it's 12 years later, and yep, we've officially skipped past kids murdering their parents in a coordinated attack. You know, the only interesting scene and idea in this entire franchise. Strong start! What we get instead is literally the most insufferable movie couple I've ever seen on film. And I once saw a home movie of Dave breaking up with his gym sock. It was not pretty. The vast majority of the first hour of this movie is just these two violently arguing and saying horrible, weird shit to each other. And we'll get to it, but for now, let me wet your whistle with
how to cut goop tits off and make moccasins out of them in 20 seconds.
Good God. When you only have the budget for 2 adult actors who are also your default protagonists, it's always smart screenwriting to make sure that your audience immediately wants to see them dead.
How'd you handle it in the hooches? What'd you use? Grease guns, right?
Blake Snyder refers to this technique as hurling insults at the cat and then killing the cat with your bare hand.
Shut up.
Anyway, at the moment, Bert's being too loud for Vicky.
Through the night. Too loud, Bert.
What's that?
And where are they?
Nebraska.
Nebraska.
Great.
Such a comedian.
Hey!
You just get off it.
This movie is fun. The dialogue is acerbic. Oh shit, Borch heads, let's go! God, he only makes the best movies.
Deja vu.
Okay, now their big problem is that Bert hates driving on the interstate as much as he hates his wife in general, and Vicky is of no help.
You know I get migraines when I drive for a long time.
I know you do.
I think all horror should use these kinds of excuses to trap the victims at obviously murderous locations. Like, forget flat tires. I want to see a character who vomits and diarrheas constantly unless they spend the night inside an abandoned house full of evil dolls inhabited by the souls of the damned. It's my cross to bear and or puke and shit. I shit myself if I don't sleep in a La Quinta Inn that's abandoned.
Tonight, La Quinta. Tomorrow...
But anyway, because of Vicky's head problems, Bert's driven them to some back roads where he can more easily obliterate a child with his car. Come on, Bert! Bert! Actually, Vicky, could you yell at Bert for another 5 minutes? We already blew most of the budget on that sick-ass tent.
Well, don't you want to come see? So you can tell all your NRA buddies what you bagged in Nebraska?
Huh? Wow, Vicky really is the most unpleasant character of all time, huh?
Okay, it's taken me all this time to figure it out. You got a terminal case of rabies.
I mean, we don't know yet that he has PTSD from Vietnam, spoiler alert, but you probably do, Vicky.
How'd you handle it over in Nam, huh?
Using my sexuality.
So yeah, just go full verbal Viet Cong on his ass. I'm sure the sight of a dead body won't be triggering.
You!
Oh my God, thank you, Bert. Bert notices the kid's throat has been pre-cut, except he's not assistant to the regional doctor in this one, so how would he know? Oh right, Vietnam. Anyway, he hucks the body in his trunk, grabs a gun, and looks for the potential killer in the corn, which is actually not that dissimilar from, again, what he did in Vietnam.
So you could have an army in there. Your Kong sure did. The patties, of course, not the corn. Jungles.
Oh, okay. Thanks for clarifying, Bert. I was literally just about to Google Vietnamese corn because I was taking what you said extremely literally for some reason. That's on me. That's my bad. Thanks again for setting me straight. Unfortunately, all Bert finds is the kid's suitcase and also a large bloody child who decides not to attack him. In Nebraska, not killing you on the spot is their equivalent to a hug and a nice cup of tea.
Hey! Mr. Comedian!
The two most horrible people in existence then drive towards the nearby town of Gatlin to let the police know they obliterated a child who, to be fair, was already basically dead. And then speed zoom on two weird kids in the road, one of them wearing the biggest hat in the world. Oh my God! They pull over at a gas station, but the phone sucks ass and that's it, so they leave. The store owner appears to have died years ago because this movie smartly does not make the audience ask why would a bunch of corn demon worshipping kids want gasoline like in the first movie, so I guess we're just skipping that whole bit. After literally 7 or so minutes of runtime, Vicky manages to finally untie the corndian knot on the suitcase.
Got it.
What a girl.
To discover nothing except a corn cross.
Oh my God.
Which she is very not excited about.
It's a fantastic piece of workmanship.
Maybe she'd like it more if there was a little face on the corn? That'd be kind of fun.
It's hideous.
Sorry.
Behold.
Elsewhere, there's a corn child corn church service attended by several portly boys. The tallest one is named Malachi, and I don't remember exactly what they were talking about, but I'm sure it involved corn and killing adults. Particularly, these two new adults.
Yea, verily.
Amen. They must have been so happy.
Yay!
I don't think many people pass through the town, and the kids have literally shit all to do except praise the maze and kill adults, and the former probably gets old real quick. Fresh people for them to kill is like their equivalent of suddenly getting HBO. Speaking of to do, apparently these kids run their own factory, and I wonder how many kids initially involved in the revolt are now like, oh shit. I don't think I thought through how this means that we'll be forced to re-implement wide-scale child labor. I was just hoping for a later bedtime. Maybe killing all our parents and all the other adults had, and I know this sounds crazy, but downsides? Although yes, getting to impregnate other children without anybody getting mad is a fun new perk. The kids are saying that. Dave might also be saying that, but I'm definitely not saying that. Dave's like, I gotta get to this town.
I don't like this at all.
Back with the adults, some clever dialogue reveals the occupations of Vicky and Bert's fathers.
You were obviously never the son of a preacher.
You were obviously never a farmer's daughter.
As they pull into a town that, quite frankly, looks like
One big pile of shit.
Certain things can't happen. Not in the 70s.
But Bert is curious whether this obviously ransacked diner has a working phone, but alas, maybe we should argue some more?
Why don't we go back in there, burn a few hooches, and rape a few grandmothers, huh?
Yes, please.
Bert's like, no, I don't want to burn any hooches. Stop talking about burning hooches.
Why don't you stop talking for a while?
I would like to point out a bunch of plot holes related to the situation because I, like this movie's script, am clever.
What about the state patrol? They must cruise through from time to time. Do you think the power company would have noticed if the electricity had been shut off for 12 long years? Whole towns don't just shut down.
And yet, Here we are.
They pull up to a church and Bert's like, I bet they have a functioning phone. Priests are always calling up God for advice. And Vicky is like, I doubt it, but I'll give you 10 minutes to look. And Bert's like, not good enough. I'm gonna heroically rip your purse away from you and make sure you don't have any keys to drive away with, like you did that time at Dairy Queen. But don't worry, I'm not leaving you completely helpless.
Look who has all the coins in Nebraska.
This is 1976. That many coins could buy you a house. Bert heads inside the very Orthodox church while like 15 kids run behind Vicky without her noticing and with no apparent strategic goal in mind. Like, what are they doing? Why do they need to cross the street before? Okay, yeah, surrounding Vicky. Furthermore, why do they need Isaac up on a roof literally conducting his troops like they're executing some sort of advanced parade maneuvers? Maybe they were supposed to form the shape of a stalk of corn when seen from above and they just messed it up? Kids are very uncoordinated, I will say.
Stop playing games! Stop playing games!
Just have them smash the car. Oh, okay, yeah, like that. It takes about 5 minutes of smashing before Vicky starts firing the gun at children. That is admirable restraint. If shooting children is what it takes Dave to get out of a jam, he's gonna do it within 60 seconds tops. Hell, sometimes he does it preemptively just in case he'll be inconvenienced in some way. Are you still banned from every Six Flags, by the way? Anyway, it's not enough, and they conk her in the head, and then they stab her.
Hey! Stop!
Oh, hey, Bert. Took you long enough. What the hell were you doing in there? Reading the Corn Bible aloud to yourself?
Who is this that darkeneth counsel by words without knowledge?
Oh! Well, they explode the car.
Please pass the corn.
Bert half-heartedly jogs away, but is forced back when he bumps into a whole gaggle of the girl children. But from my elementary school experience, that is a super easy group to Red Rover through. Girls were always the weak link, and that was before I became an adult man. Now every link is weak. Slam him, Bert. I'm supposed to do a Heisman pose, but I'm on the ground. Instead, he gets in a knife fight, which, granted, he also wins quite easily. But then Isaac hooks a pocket knife into Bert's arm from 100 yards away, which is honestly pretty amazing. He's like the dude perfect of child cultists.
Let my aim be true if it is my will.
Yeah! But Bert counters with,
watch! All of you.
Then Bert breaks a kid's arm and stabs another with his own knife. And for all this movie's faults, this is so far the most realistic depiction of what would happen if a bunch of kids attacked a healthy adult man.
Why don't you put that in your gob and smoke it?
Bert runs away again and the kids follow, but like, I'm legitimately super worried one of these kids is gonna trip and impale themselves. I hope those axes and are fake, although even a plastic knife in your eye is gonna do some damage. At least any teeth that get knocked out are just the baby ones. Fortunately, the kids stop at the corn line because they don't want to go in without Isaac or Malachi, and unfortunately, Isaac is currently yelling at Malachi for slitting that kid's throat in the cornfield, which is exactly where you're not supposed to spill child blood. Save that for one of the designated child blood spilling areas. We're not animals, we live in a society, Malachi!
But Joseph, Ahaz was running away.
And even though Malachi has
one of the biggest boys for 3 years now,
Isaac is not sure if he's still the biggest boy for the big boy job of leading all the big boys. Hopefully he can redeem himself by murdering this guy. Oh wait, sorry.
Sowing in the morning.
I mean by leading the tone-deaf children in a rousing hymn sing.
Sowing in the noontime and the dewy.
I guess there's no rush. Whoops!
There he is over there!
The Vietnam vet apparently got lost and went in a circle or something, so the chase is back on. But let me tell you, this kid with the lawn rake is not going to be a big help against this trained soldier. Although counterpoint, Bert clearly has no idea how to prepare a field dressing. He just sets a wad of cloth against his open wound. It's gotta be tighter than that, soldier! Speaking of, all the children have turned into more literal Viet Cong in Bert's clearly addled brain, so when he massacres 3 other kids, just remember, he thinks they're Vietnamese soldiers, okay? Or maybe he does know they're kids. It's not like he thought twice about kid killing earlier.
They drew first blood.
Honestly, at this point, I think Bert should just accept the fact that his best course of action is to just murder all these kids. He can clearly do it, and it's not like the cops have been to this town in the past decade and a half, so he doesn't need to even explain why the cornfields of Gatlin are peppered with child corpse mountains. He finally has a chance to war crime for good. Pause. This baby has a few prophecies.
I don't want to be a prophet.
Do not blaspheme to him.
And to be clear, we cannot pursue Bert after dark because of Bert Light saving time.
And the night is his time.
No, it's he who walks time, to be clear. He sleeps during the day because even though he tells himself not to, he just eats too much damn corn at night.
He's very old, isn't he?
Yes.
Not unlike hamsters, actually. They too are nocturnal and they love corn. I actually think it'd really work in this film's favor if He Who Walks turned out to be a monster hamster. It's just a thought. I know the movie's made, but if they had consulted me, maybe it'd be a better movie. They'd have a big-ass hamster. Anyway, they don't catch Bert during the daytime, so they head back to Tent HQ.
They're back!
And they share a few confused head motions, eat some food, and then head to the church to watch some kids bang. Up! Demonetized.
The time of fertilization has come.
That's crazy. That's exactly what I said to my wife the 3.5 times we had sex. Hey, quick fun fact. Donald P. Borchers, the producer of the first Cornhole movie, said that he regretted deviating from the original King story in 1984, so he wrote, directed, and probably catered this one in the hopes that it would stay as close to the source material as possible. Except the kid banging scene. He added that part. That's the one part where he allowed himself some artistic license. He's like, I want to do everything exactly like the book, but I do have an idea for a new part.
I was reading the script, it's like, what is going on here?
He's like, the best part of the movie, you mean? Bert, fortunately, does not watch the kids bang because then he'd really be in legal and artistic trouble. Instead, he chomps on some corn and has nightmare about all those kids he killed. When he wakes up, he's bit and tripped and grabbed by corn. Until he stumbles upon Vicky's tied-up corpse, which is unsettling. Even more unsettling, she talks to him for a minute. Hey, Bert. Like, I thought the one positive that could come from her death would be that she would finally shut up, but no. At least she's not yelling, though. Maybe life is better with He Who Walks Behind the Rose.
It's not so bad.
Then Bert screams, and we hard cut to Isaac explaining that because they've been doing a job killing adults recently.
Now, the age of favor is lowered from 19 planting and harvest to 18.
Which sucks because that means Malachi suddenly qualifies and we'll have to walk into the cornfields tomorrow night. Then they cover up all the dead kids and throw corn on the bodies and then burn the bodies, which, yum, popcorn. When I die, I want my body stuffed with unpopped popcorn and then cremated because I feel like that would add a little whimsy to the whole event. Make it less gloomy, you know? But also, hey look, Bert got killed by God in a very budget-friendly way last night off screen, I guess. After the credits, we see Malachi about to head into the corn, but his pregnant child wife is like, ugh.
Please, Malachi.
I hate that you're doing this. I'm not gonna raise our kid religious. And she imagines burning corn in her mind, but Isaac is like, hey, don't do that. So the movie ends.
Goodbye, Malachi.
My suffering, however, that continues. This title makes me think I should...
You smell good.
All right, so nobody claims this movie is a direct sequel to the 2009 remake, and the actresses playing Ruth look nothing alike, but they are both equally bad at acting, so it definitely could be a sequel.
I'll allow it.
We're just gonna pretend that it is. And Ruth just dyed her hair and also her eyeballs, which I hear you could do with hot corn sauce. I think Dave's lying to me. I have been pouring so much corn sauce into my eyes so I could get some baby blues. It's not working.
Yeah? So what?
So with all that in mind, a voiceover recap once again explains how a bunch of kids killed adults and loved corn, and one of them wore a big hat, and there were some stupid prophecies, yada yada. But just like at the end of the 2009 movie, which is why I'm counting this as a sequel, pregnant Ruth is like, man, I hate this cult, partially because it killed my boy man. But here, she follows through and burns all the corn, and I guess kills the other kids, maybe? Can you stop firing the gun while I'm talking, dude? Stop it. And then Ruth done RUNNOFT. Which means she was more successful than any adult protagonist in the entire series. But Ruth does the doctor not recommended thing of birthing while driving. And she passes out and goes off the road. But actually, it's fine now. It's 13 years later, and her son Aaron are still alive, I guess.
Come on, Ruth. We got work to do. Did you just call me Ruth?
And they're doing a bit of a Terminator 2 thing where they're living off the grid, scavenging for parts, and giving jacked Austrian men the stink eye, but not doing any of the good story or directing things. Also, they sometimes get flashed by clumsy hookers. It's a simple life, but it's an honest one.
Damn it.
Until one day, they're pulled over because Ruth still drives shittily even while not birthing.
Where y'all headed?
Danger zone!
And then cops impound the truck since she doesn't have a license, and she tries to convince this fella Carl to let her mechanic for him, but he's accurately like, no, you probably suck. But that night, it rains pretty bad, and Carl feels pretty bad and walks out to let her and Aaron into the shop, but her racist son is like, whoa, look out, it's a black dude.
Ruth, look out! Get back!
Black guys.
As if he didn't just see him like 2 hours ago. Maybe being born in an actively crashing car has affected his reaction time? But Carl shrugs it off and is like, okay, you can sleep in my shop where it isn't actively raining. And then in the morning, he gives Ruth the job anyway because she fixed some stuff and also because her butt is off the cob good. Let me tell you what. The camera's like, whoa, you are hired. He's all like, girl, can you service my face with that butt?
You got experience?
Then a weird girl in a corn yellow dress shows up and she's weird.
It was weird.
But actually, this whole town is full of weird kids that murder an entire diner in epic slow motion that, nope. It's just a Ruth vision or a flashback or something. And Aaron's like, Mom, you know when you hear the sound of locusts that you're hallucinating or something.
Whenever you hear that sound, whatever happens next, it's not real.
I almost forgot about that.
And she's like, oh, you're right, Aaron. I'm a goober, I'm sorry. Maybe I should be more like this. More masculine.
I think that's feeling pretty good.
I feel like a man when I do this.
No, I know.
Then a mean fat dude is murdered by the yellow dress girl wielding a croquet mallet, which is in no way strong enough to kill somebody when wielded by a little girl, except, oh wait, he's not full dead. There you go. You got him. Carl lugs his new employees fine behind some random house that doesn't have power so they can squat there, I think. Not like power squat to plumping up her big old butt, but I mean like to live there.
Been over a year since the old man kicked. His kids are still bickering over what to do with the place.
That's an interesting compensation package that was never offered to me by any previous employer. I appreciate Carl's business savvy. How generous of him. It's just like when, instead of a Christmas bonus, I give Dave a ski mask, a fake gun, and directions to the nearest gas station. But the house seems fine besides the no power thing. Oh, and also it's a little bit of a bummer that it's full of murder visions in reverse for Ruth, but still.
It's free real estate.
I love it. Just the way it is.
But the next day, they enroll Aaron in a real school now that they're no longer perpetually on the run. Although, what grade should Aaron be in? Like, how well do we think that his mentally disturbed, always on the run, criminal teen mom homeschooled him? I'm sure Ruth taught him everything she knows about corn, like how it needs to be fed adult blood to grow and how God's always walking around behind the corn. Yeah, I think I'd be surprised if Aaron could even spell corn. She's like, I'm gonna tell you everything I know. Corn, we worship it. You make it grow by giving it blood. Adults, very bad, murder them, not your mom, but all the other ones. I think we're done.
I think that covers it.
I think that covers most of the things you need to know.
You should just take your little circus of crazy and
homeschool.
Did you know he's never read the Bible? Not a page.
But actually it doesn't matter because the school principal is a bit of a hard ass.
we will need proof of residency.
And a bit of a racist.
You want to shack up with that colored boy? That's your business.
What are you saying?
School's out forever, baby! Of course, Ruth still needs to work, but it's cool because the waitress at the diner, like seemingly everyone Ruth meets, clearly wants to have sex with Ruth and or Ruth's butt.
It's like they've never seen an unwed mother.
Great ass!
When you finish with your lesbian love act, I could sure as hell use some goddamn
great ass!
I'm so not focused right now. Seemed real close.
Is that a gunshot? That's probably not a leaf.
That's a gun.
Are they shooting at us?
I don't know.
Jesus Christ.
Where is that coming from?
I don't know.
Should we back up?
I think you should go look. Corn people.
It's not great for audio, I'm assuming, to have a friggin' gun going off.
All right, well.
He's right there, but you have to zoom in.
Okay, we don't necessarily need to film him. I don't want him to shoot at us. Oh, he didn't like what he saw. Didn't take the shot.
It's another camera crew.
Yeah. Like Mr. Beast is over there like, This is why we do it, Dave. You and I, we're gonna make so much money on this channel, we're gonna retire, and we're just gonna take pot shots at other people trying to make money on YouTube.
Other camera crews.
It's gonna be amazing.
Can't wait, dude.
Does he think I'm a liberal because I'm wearing a denim jacket? That's what I'm afraid of. I guess he's done, or he's about to shoot us. It's that Children of the Corn hasn't had any... What?
Oh.
Oh, yeah, you're good. Yeah, you're totally fine. We're just filming the hill. You want to cut it?
Can we cut?
Yep.
For the record, that guy was cool.
He was cool.
He's very cool.
Yeah. He was based. He was skibbity.
It's like they've never seen a
big f***ing gun.
Anyway, she's willing to watch Aaron, I guess, all day if it means even a slight chance of getting at that beautiful caboose. Bad news, though. Ruth's out here washing her armpits in the sink to seduce her boss, and it is working.
You smell good.
Her wiki pit score must be amazing. That night, they try to have sex, but Carl's bum leg is a major mood killer.
Watch my leg, watch my leg.
The mood is killed hardest, though, by Aaron watching.
Oh my God, no, get out of here.
Which may possibly be a nod to another King short story. The boy who watched his mother bang her boss so they wouldn't become homeless. It's not his most popular. Aaron runs away to bleach his eyes. And when Ruth catches up with him, he's like,
Do you miss having a man around?
and she's like, well, kinda, but also, no, of course not. I've got you. Except also, she never had a man around. Like, she was impregnated by a teen boy who died in a corn cult where he was bossed around by a 9-year-old. Not exactly the Giga Chad that Carl is. The next day, Aaron plays with a corn doll, and Ruth's like, who taught you to corn doll?
It doesn't matter. I just want to know who taught you how to do that.
You did. I learned it by watching you.
Just a fondness for corn husk dolls.
But then again, that night, Aaron appears to be fraternizing with the girl in the yellow dress, so who knows? Who knows who taught him the secrets of
Corn husk dolls.
The next day, Carl fires Ruth's butt for being so close to his advances.
Which part? Screwing up the job or not screwing the boss?
Why limit yourself? Why not both?
And random question, has anybody noticed the fat dude's been dead for like a week now? He seemed like he sucked, but he also seemed like a diner regular, and I assume he had a job or something? You can't get bacon and hash browns on layaway. Is nobody following up on that? Even the gluttony guy from Seven was found pretty quickly. This movie might try to convince us that nobody cares about fat dead people, but someone does. Someone does. Stay strong, dead fat guys. Someone is looking for you. Not me. Ew. Don't walk away, Dave.
Gross.
Gross. Okay. As the bullets fly, I'm about to be a dead fat man.
What about my bacon? I always have bacon.
I don't know. This is a town where waitresses boil soup in a spoon like meth heads. Unemployed Ruth hangs out on the school playground for a bit, which is almost certainly illegal.
Hey! You can't be here.
And then the girl who walks in the yellow dress wrench kills Carl with a wrench, which is definitely illegal.
Right to jail.
And then Ruth stumbles upon a bunch of kids eating a goat or something in the woods, which I'm actually not sure if that's illegal. Like, I think the FDA frowns upon eating raw goat in the woods, but is it like a crime? Sound off in the comments if you've ever been arrested for raw goat eating. Ruth then chases the yellow dress girl to the principal's house, and also Aaron says he wasn't eating raw goat, even though Ruth thinks he was.
I saw what you were doing with those kids. I don't know what you're talking about.
Let me smell your breath. Let me smell your breath.
And yeah, I think we just don't have enough to prosecute yet. It's a little, he said he no eat goat, she said he do eat goat, you know? I guess we'll just have to wait outside the bathroom and wait for a clink sound as Aaron out a goat hoof or something. Flashback to Ruth stealing drugs for young sick Aaron back in the day, which again, that one is a crime for sure, but it's one of those ethical crimes like Jean Valjean stealing a loaf of bread to save his starving family, or Dave stealing that energy drink from the gas station when he was really hungover. We are all learning so much about the law today. Ruth is like, okay, I need to murder this girl in the yellow dress. Probably, I don't know. Child murder is one of the only things that I'm positive I'm good at.
There's someone in this town. She's gonna do something terrible.
So she goes to the waitress and tells her about Gatlin and everything and is like, hey, I've known you for all of a week. Can you take my son far away from here? And the waitress is like, fine. But
I don't have a car.
And if Ruth could just get a car, why wouldn't she just leave with her son? Like, she's running from a little girl, not a T-1000. Pretty sure Midwestern corn cults lose their power once you hit the Rockies. But no, Ruth heads to the chop shop to find a vehicle and stumbles upon Carl's aftermath, coming soon to Hardee's. Carl Jr.'s aftermath. My God, it's so much meat. In the back, they're just pounding it with a wrench.
Yeah, you need that double bacon.
She's not convinced Carl is dead, so she checks and, yeah, I think he's gone.
They'll think I did this.
Well, they won't think a little girl in a sundress with a wrench did it, that's for sure. That's why Dave always wears a sundress while committing his crimes. Most of his victims never mention it to the cops because they know nobody would believe them. Then Ruth yells what I yell at my butthole every time I eat too many ears of corn and get constipated. Come out! But just like those yellow compacted turds, the girl does not listen. Then Ruth gives the waitress a car. A stolen car, presumably. Another crime. Ruth wanders down the road and oh good, there's a yellow dress girl. I guess let's follow her back to the principal's house where, oh shit, is she dead too? Better check her pulse. Yeah, I think she's gone. Or wait, reverse it. Maybe it's a flashback dream? Either way, let's wander upstairs. Oh my God, another body check to see if it's dead. Better get those fingerprints on the bodies nice and clean for CSI. God, Ruth is so thorough with these bodies. She will never accidentally think a body is dead when it is in fact not dead. That's the type of work ethic you only get instilled by farm cults, not those lazy corner-cutting city cults.
We've got a brand new Japanese invention here. We call it
Laziness.
Okay, now the yellow dress girl is covered in blood and hiding, but then whoop, she disappears and Ruth is covered in blood and the waitress shows up.
How it felt when you sliced open your mother's throat.
I mean, maybe. Okay, I think this is the correct answer. This is the only Children of the Corn with only a useless Japanese Wikipedia page.
We've got a brand new Japanese invention here.
My point is, there's no Wikipedia page unless you speak Japanese, which I don't, surprisingly. Anyang.
I think that they're gonna know that Anyang's not. Would somebody please tell this insufferable child?
You don't really want that, not in your condition.
So here's what I think happened. And there's no way for me to prove, or for you to prove that I'm wrong, for that matter. The waitress is another child of corn who did not burn up or die, and because Ruth sucks so much at driving, she only managed to escape 2 states away from Nebraska. They're in Oklahoma. And this woman has been chasing Ruth around this 2-state radius until she could catch up and exact some nebulous revenge. And also, to be clear, Ruth is the little girl in the yellow dress and did the murders, and for whatever reason, Carl saw her as a little girl when she killed him.
Get on out of here. Here!
Just a baby.
Maybe he thought that Ruth came back for some rehire sex and he was playing out some incredibly sick fantasy of his. Or maybe Ruth transforms via the power of corn into a little girl with adult woman strength. And because she only appears to own like one outfit, Ruth apparently cleans her bloody murder clothes while still in a trance or whatever. But she's covered in blood. How does she not notice that that's like a thing that keeps happening?
I don't know.
I know you don't know. Basically, this child has murdered like 5 people. It's been the mom and she's just zoning out. But like she only owns like a single item of clothing. How is she not covered in blood all the time? So she's having to take an entire shower and launder her clothes every single time she kills somebody. And oh, back in the day, she killed her mom. So she wasn't blameless even back then, apparently.
Mommy's sick.
I agree.
Downstairs, Aaron is with the, I think, actually dead principal lady, and Ruth's like, yeah, this is who we've been running from, the waitress lady.
What's my name? What is it?
Beautiful.
Oh.
Understand what I'm saying? Just keep away from her.
And Aaron is like, makes sense, stab! And then Ruth dies, and Aaron becomes the new child preacher cult leader.
Let thy righteous fury guide my
penis! Although, how did this group of kids rent out this whole church and manage to keep out all adults? Sounds difficult. And also, realistically, why are these kids convinced of highfalutin religious speak like this?
Lord, give me thy strength.
Like, maybe it made sense in the 80s, but we got PS5 Slim Digitals now. No kid wants to listen to another kid give a sermon in old-timey language. You gotta meet them where they're at with all-night Halo LAN parties in the church basement. He who camps behind the spawn point, am I right, kids? The more recent these movies get, the more weird it is that a kid would be speaking in, like, these and nows. Right. He's talking to other kids. Whatever. Now we get video credits, which reveal the girl in the yellow dress was actually only named Pretty Girl. So maybe it's not Ruth? I don't know. And at the very end, the so-named Pretty Girl gets grabbed by a scary he who walks behind the rose hand claw, presumably friggin' great. I hope this old man shoots me in the head.
The corrupted souls that walk among us even now.
Jesus Christ.
These movies are even worse. Just do random ones.
And then I can leave?
Probably.
Probably?
Ew. Yuck.
Okay, I don't think this movie has anything specifically to do with anything else except, ooh, this may be another urban harvest? An old woman in a shitty apartment complex sleeps poorly and dreams about a burning non-CG revival tent and being unable to find somebody.
Where are you?
Oh, shit. Children of the Corn Revelation? Only the best horror sequels get titled that. Hellraiser, Silent Hill, Butterfly Effect, Camp Blood, that Dave Chappelle special? This one is gonna be good. I mean, look at this Red Corn CG opening credits. Red is in blood, or Dave's stool. He's very ill. Dave's been out here eating all this corn, and I'm like, Dave, you gotta stop.
Can't stop me, dude.
A woman gets out of a taxi in front of the same apartment complex, and let me tell you, the inside is looking rough. Not to mention, it's full of weird, silent, budget-friendly, because of no lines, corn children. Apparently, the building has been condemned, like this franchise should be, and Jamie here is trying to find her grandma. But where is Grandma?
Grandma? Grandma, it's me. Grandma?
Grandma is dead.
Personally, I'd inquire with the local big bad wolves, but what do I know? They love grandmas!
They're just obsessed with them.
They're cuckoo for grandmas.
They're munchy and crunchy.
Oh, I'm cuckoo. Grandma?
She heads to the police station to report her maybe missing grandma.
Not exactly Starbucks, is it?
No, it's not like Starbucks. They would actually listen to me and help me track down my grandma. They've done it before, they'll do it again. Unlike this loser hot boy cop boy who's like, we usually wait 24 hours before we go looking for grandma. We want to make sure she gets the chance to fall down as many stairs as possible. And Jamie's like, okay, but actually she sold her house and moved to that apartment complex 2 months ago and hasn't called me back for a week. And also, I found a Bible in her apartment.
You have to understand, she's been a lifelong atheist.
Okay, well, I've got a copy of Twilight in my house, but that doesn't mean I believe in true love. Though I do have a deep-seated distrust of Italians now, thanks to Twilight, the book. She heads back to the apartment and her window gets absolutely drilled with what appears to be Fruit Loops.
Nice.
This is a rough neighborhood. Better leave before you get snapped, crackle, and popped. Ah! This makes her hungry, so she wanders to the local grocery store, right past a kid playing Satan's hopscotch. But in the store, she finds those two same weird corn kids, who we soon learn are the way that they are because of video games.
You wanna play?
They just can't get enough of those damn video games. They're like wolves with grandmas.
Kill.
What?
Jamie walks home past a random scary preacher man who doesn't seem super interested in playing Satan's hopscotch. I mean, he's there, but he's not playing. Back at the apartment, she checks in with the building manager to see if grandma was getting her messages, and he's like, lol, no, I'm on pot.
Don't stress about it.
So Jamie heads upstairs to fire off a very sophisticated email with random, unnecessary capitalizations, way too many ellipses, and a subject line that says, it's me. When this movie came out a month after 9/11, this was basically like watching Minority Report. Mostly in the sense that both movies are about doing terrible things to children. They're like, wow, the future! What is she doing? Is that a mail but through the internet? Jamie heads down to the apartment basement for no reason and easily breaks into a do not enter room.
That sign can't stop me because I can't read.
Where she discovers a bunch of delicious, fresh produce. Ass produce? Oh, and also corn that bleeds. Which actually maybe makes it extra fresh? A shirtless dude with a gun is like, don't go in there.
Keep out.
And she says, okay, yeah, I definitely didn't just do that. So he says, bye, and man, oh, the mysteries, they are mounting. Why does the corn bleed? Why doesn't this guy have a shirt? Why is this guy in a wheelchair such a dick? Out of my way, Why is Jamie's sexy new friend completely stripping in front of her 5 seconds after meeting? And why does she definitely need a spray tan?
You gotta do what you gotta do, you know what I mean? Yeah.
These are these are the aforementioned mysteries.
And who are you? Comrade Questions?
Don't take it personally, hon. He's like that with everyone.
Oh, also Jamie's parents died in a house fire. I don't know if that's a mystery necessarily. House fires are pretty lethal.
I'm really sorry.
Ah! Stripper girl just let her Canadian slip.
I'm really sorry.
Don't let it happen again. This is set in Omaha, Nebraska, not Old Pelican, Newfoundland, and that Canuck shit completely takes me out of the movie. Jamie is then invited by the pothead to eat some roof food, because food always tastes better when you're high, and high, like up in the air.
It's a great view.
Although this is starting to feel like a very inefficient setup. Like, you grow stuff in the basement, you eat it on the roof, you poop it out on one of the floors in between. It's like up and down, and oh my God.
Don't worry about it, hon. I got a 12-hour ahead of me.
But before she even gets there, he bites into some yucky, bloody roof corn and then is shucked off the roof by the corn kids. When Jamie finally arrives, she's just like, hey, what's going on here? Nothing? Okay. Well, then I guess it's time for some sexy bedtime Bible reading while I make several inquisitive moans. Then I'll chase that with a dream about Grandma getting flattened by a train.
I'd like to teach those a lesson, said Thomas the Tank Engine.
And then eaten by evil corn. And then an implication that she transformed into the corn kid that we've seen wandering around. Overall, a perfect Saturday night.
Grandma?
The next morning, Jamie heads back to Hot Boy Hot Cop to be like, okay, it's been 24 hours and my grandma is either still gone or maybe transformed into an evil corn child.
Are those my only two options?
Well,
And he's like, cool. Well, I've been doing some research because you're very pretty. And pretty girls make me very researchy.
I got the impression you weren't much interested in her situation.
I took an interest.
In that ass! And it turns out your grandma used to be part of a child cult that all unalived themselves by burning down their non-CG tent when the cops were like, hey, stop being a child cult. No! You can't make me! You're not my dad! And then they set themselves on fire. I hate when my kids do that. I'm like, I am your dad. Where did you get the lighter? Is it from Daddy's special prop box?
I was about to say, I have a guess where they got the lighter.
And guess who the only survivor was? Your grandma.
Ew. Yuck.
Are you all right? Are you all right?
And yeah, we know that's the real story, but why would he think digging into that story from 70 years ago would be a better use of his time than, say, checking local hospitals for old people in comas or setting out a box trap of unwrapped Werther's candy to try and catch Grandma? By the way, I just figured out what the revelation is. It's that Children of the Corn hasn't had any boobies yet. We got this whole series about children. We should put some more boobs in it. And thankfully, they rectify that oversight. That's the eye for detail you get when you hire the director of Stepfather 3 and look an Italian. Sadly, they then kill the boobies with bathtub corn, much to the wheelchair guy's chagrin.
Put down your arm!
But not for long, because he's also killed. But unfortunately, without first disrobing. Dave, please begin some erotic fan art on the wheelchair guy from Children of the Corn friggin' 9 or whatever we're on. Okay, the world needs it. The world's ready. That's how we heal.
Let the healing begin.
Elsewhere in the building, the shirtless gun guy, who I'm gonna guess is also some sort of Vietnam veteran, hears children laughing and decides that means he needs to put a silencer on his pistol. I'm gonna guess this isn't the first time that he's shot at some laughing children. Even if you're gonna shoot children, why does it need to be silenced? Are children particularly good at seeing the flash?
No, he's like in the HOA and takes the noise complaints very seriously.
I need to kill kids, but I don't want to get in trouble for loudness again. Yep. There he goes. He leaves the building while wearing, ironically, Sam Fisher Splinter Cell goggles. This is ironic because the voice of Sam Fisher is Michael Ironside, who plays the preacher, who we haven't really interacted with, because you know they weren't trying to pay him for more than one day of filming.
Yeah, I see.
And for whatever reason, the vet can only see evil children when the goggles are on, like some kind of child predator vision, but not that kind. And the dude confirms this approximately 17 times. He's like, uh-oh. Oh, no. Oh, they're still there. Oh, my God. Then he has a heart attack and dies. I get it. Kids can be scary sometimes. Please consider supporting my Patreon or signing up for channel membership so I can survive the heart attacks that I get every time I see one or more of my kids. I'm like, you're still here? Oh! Hot boy cop boy drives Jamie back to her apartment to check things out. Like, hey, what's the bedroom situation like?
Everything the way she left it?
And they learn that the apartment complex was built on the corpses of where all those kids died. So I guess that's the problem here. Very few people want to sleep with dead kids underneath of them. That's why nobody's at this apartment, except the grandma. She was cool with it. Jamie's like, I bet they're making a new kid cult.
Maybe they're a whole new generation or something.
Because after all, if it happened once, it can happen again. Entirely child-led cults are always just a few skipped desserts or studios about to lose the rights away from becoming a reality. If you don't give kids dessert, they might create a cult. And if the studio's like, we're about to lose the rights to Children of the Corn, we better something now. Both of those will probably result in a child cult.
But you're talking about something that happened 60 years ago.
Give or take.
Anyway, the hot boy cop boy is like, let me lick this blood on the wall. Ah, crap, it's just chocolate.
It's Hershey's.
Chocolate?
I feel like there were other ways to determine that. He's like, this is either blood or chocolate. I'm gonna roll the dice. Best case scenario, it's chocolate, which is still so gross to lick off a wall.
Glad I didn't take it to the lab.
But hey, while we're flirting.
Okay, why don't you stay at my place?
You know, since your apartment is haunted, and also I would like to have sex with you.
No, really. Thanks.
Undeterred, he's like, okay, well, what about dinner at 7?
Can we make it 9?
Because I've got an article deadline, which I think is the first and only time she mentions having a job. For younger viewers, writing articles used to be a job that people could actually have. Anyway, so he leaves to, I guess, starve to death, waiting for this ungodly 9 p.m. dinner. What is she, Brazilian? I went to Brazil once, and I had a baby with me, and my God, they never ate dinner. Please, our baby is dying. Let us feed the baby. Our poor white baby is dying. Guy, I blame you.
Yep, it's all bullshit.
I know Guy watches all these videos. He probably doesn't. Nobody in my family. Dave doesn't even watch these damn videos.
That's what might make me subscribe, though. It's turning out to be a good one.
And actually, maybe Jamie is also hungry because she heads to the grocery store again. But like, lady, this was your idea. The 9 p.m. thing is entirely on you. If you're hungry, you should call up Hot Boy Cop Boy and be like, I changed my mind and or I finished my article. She's like, let's wait till 9. Whew, I'm hungry. I'm gonna go to the grocery store. It's like, you're solving a problem you created. What are you doing? I guess it doesn't matter because the place is trashed anyway. And also, I wouldn't recommend eating anything because the store owner's severed head has bled on a lot of it. Should have just gone on the 7 p.m. date. Selfish. Jamie heads back home because maybe she just forgot about the date and she sees the Corn children playing patty cake with a severed hand, which doesn't faze her even slightly.
I'll tell you no more lies.
Hi.
She's like, hey, want to chat? But then Sam Fisher grabs her and is like, no, I want to chat.
Wait, Dad.
And he makes her drink some
communion wine,
which is sort of like the Protestant version of holy water if you're an idiot and or a pagan.
I'm not asking.
Although in this case, I'm actually not sure why he's making her drink it. Like to prove that she's not an undercover kid or something. Maybe the definitely atheist screenwriter was just like, this is a thing priests do, I think. They offer communion wine from a flask to everybody they meet. I don't know, but Sam Fisher's like, look, he who walks behind the rose, who here is explicitly just Satan.
You mean the devil?
But like with a corn-themed moniker, implying the possibility of an endless supply of other Satans? Wheat, rye, apple, pear? I wonder if they work like Pokemon, where one type of Satan is vulnerable to another type, but is super effective against a third type? These are good questions. But anyway, he's doing a Final Destination, and since your grandma didn't die in that tent fire, he's tying up loose ends. By first killing your parents in a house fire, and now hopefully killing you, and man, Satan is incredibly inefficient. More like he who is really behind schedule.
So my whole life trying to make others understand.
Imagine if every Final Destination movie occurred over the course of generations, like, well, actually the most recent Final Destination movie, actually. Did Bloodlines rip off Children of the Corn Revelation? Almost certainly. We should sue. Whoever made this movie, the director of Stepfather 3 and Lookin' Italian, call me. I think we have a surefire case.
Because you're going to represent them.
Yeah, of course.
Because you've kind of done the discovery of like watching all of these movies.
I've watched the movies. You think a lawyer's going to do that? No. Think about it. Director of looking Italian.
I'll pray for your soul.
Sam Fisher also confirms Grandma is dead, but she's not gone because yes, she's that little weird corn kid. But does she have the body of a kid? Or is it like the last movie where people just see her as a kid, but she's really a fragile old lady? I'm really asking to confirm whether this movie could end with a quick push down the stairs or like a kick to the hip area. I guess you could kill a kid with both of those things too.
I'm gonna see to it that they fry.
Anyway, he doesn't say, but he's like, you should leave. But she's like, no, I want to destroy this child cult. And both the character and his actor are like, okay, I don't give a shit. And he leaves forever. He's like, filming is done. I don't care if I have any more lines. She's like, I'm not gonna do that. He's like, well, I'm not helping. Right then, baby grandma appears, so Jamie literally gives her Palm Pilot to play Snake on or whatever. I think the movie's trying to say that the best way to deprogram children in cults is to let them play Fortnite. Jamie tries to sneakily grab a knife, but f***s it up and grabs the blade part. And then the corn boy and corn girl bring her back down to the produce cellar, except now it's just all corn, which is sort of a metaphor for American farming. Also, there are a bunch of burned-faced kids down there, which is sort of a metaphor for Dave's basement. Well, not so much a metaphor as like a dramatic depiction of.
Sorry.
I tried to warn you.
And the original preacher cult boy shows up and talks with a man voice.
Like a frightened little child.
And then Granny Child briefly speaks with a granny voice.
I'm sorry, dear.
And I moan with my bored voice, and Jamie books it, while across the apartment, kids start letting the gas out of the stove. One kid screams at her, and she reacts exactly how I react to screaming children. Then the hallways get crazy wacky until Jamie ruins Cornsmiths by lighting a corn wreath on fire and blowing a bunch of shit up. She goes back downstairs but is attacked by exploding and then grabbing corn. And actually, I think this movie is inspiration for The Happening, maybe?
What? No.
Fortunately, Jamie's saved by Hot Boy Cop Boy and the apartment explodes. And all the dead kids' dead smoked faces rise out of the burnt corn. And that's it. You still want dinner? I am starving. I could really get into some corn right now, but hold the blood, please. I like medium rare corn. What? This is the worst day of my life.
I took a judo class in high school.
Alrighty, so we're 20 miles outside Gatlin in September, I assume 11th, 1973. Exactly one day before the premiere of the movie that would change cinema forever, Lady Kung Fu.
Let him be a reminder.
Sorry.
An army guy returns home from a police action in Vietnam to find his whole family murdered with corn, putting a damper on his plan to celebrate returning home safely. By watching Lady Kung Fu. He's like, guys, you guys want to go watch Lady Kung Fu tomorrow? Now that I'm back from Vietnam? And they're like, no, we're all murdered with corn. And he's like, you didn't even wait for me. They're like, we caught a pre-screening and then we got murdered with corn.
That would be my Rambo moment.
Ah!
They drew first!
Movie tickets.
Oh.
He sees a little weird gun child and considers shooting her. But she stabs him and taunts him. Then she chucks a corn doll at him, causing him to fall out a window. That's now 2 straight movies featuring Vietnam vets who probably killed children. Is that what this series is about now? I hate to be that guy, but I think we've passed the statute of limitations on me being able to do much about that. Do you want me to say that killing children in Vietnam was bad? Fine. I don't love that they did that. It's not my fault. I didn't do it.
You hardly massacred anybody in Vietnam.
Barely. I guess I could send my children to go murder Vietnam vets, but I'm pretty sure Father Time and the lack of VA benefits will take care of that. And I don't want them to miss any school or like my family game night or anything. My kids. I don't have any Vietnam vets over for family game night. It's not because I hate vets. I just don't want them to play family games with me because sometimes they get flashbacks.
What family games are you playing?
Spin the gun.
Don't activate the tripwire.
Yeah. Don't step off the landmine that you've already stepped on.
Best game night ever!
Anyway, Children of the Corn Genesis. That's kind of the opposite of Revelation or Saturn, depending on if you're old enough to get that joke. But at least they can show blood, unlike Children of the Corn Super Nintendo. Hopefully this movie is also the opposite in that it doesn't suck all the ass, but I wouldn't count on it.
Genesis.
Genesis.
Yes, Genesis.
Nice bit of deductive reasoning. Well done.
Whatever. Now it's present day, and two non-veteran hotties sit on the hot road.
I'm so hot. And not in a good way.
That's almost how you'd phrase that kind of paraprostokian joke. Like, that implies that she isn't hot in a good way, which Dave keeps assuring me she definitely is, while licking his elbow pit for some reason. I don't know why he does that.
Stay hydrated.
What she should have said was, I'm hot. Also, I'm overheated, implying that yes, she's sweating her cleavage off, but also don't forget, she's got pretty okay cleavage. Not in a good way would work better if she had said, I'm horny, because she had like reindeer antlers surgically implanted in her head.
And not in a good way.
Also, it would have made for a more interesting opening, though that is true about literally every movie ever, especially Casablanca. Like, imagine if they had reindeer antlers sewn onto the top of their head in Casablanca. But alas.
Oh God.
Allie and her husband Tim's car has chosen to die rather than be in this movie, and she is puking to death. Oh hey, somebody stopping at a weird location in a horror movie because of puking and or shitting. They listen to me.
I'm pregnant, I'm not dying.
Well, why limit yourself? Why not both?
That's fine, I still think it works for what I was trying to say. They follow some telephone poles to a shitty house where a weird guy claims he has no phone despite like phone poles.
You sure you don't have a phone?
But Allie Karens her way inside and they meet this hot in a good way Ukrainian who may be literally a mail order wife.
That's pretty much all you need now that the Sopranos is dead and buried.
She demands secret don't tell my husband cash from Tim for using their phone, which, surprise, they do have. And then she tries tugging at his penis and revealing her even more substantial cleavage in the hopes that she can convince him to
take me with you.
This is why Dave says you should always just order an anime body pillow instead, because they rarely betray you. Mail order brides, constant betrayal. Mail order body pillow anime wives, not often do they betray you.
Oh.
It's how I relax.
Sometimes when I leave them out overnight so that the moist dew rests upon them, they run away.
We find him with another man.
Find them with another pillow.
Respect that privacy.
Anyway, distracted Tim manages to complete the call without removing his pants.
Is it possible to learn this power?
But they still need to stay the night until a delivery guy can swing by in the morning and pick them up. So everybody plops down to a wonderful corn dinner.
Well, now that was perfect.
Before Allie and Tim retire to their room, where Tim admits that he got the old reach around, and his wife is mostly just like, damn, that's crazy. Poor lady. Probably couldn't even find that little pecker. Anyway, I gotta go become she who pisses in the outhouse.
Shouldn't drink all that iced tea.
And Tim is like,
well, see you later.
Although it's pretty clear that things are insane here, so I'm shocked both that Tim doesn't offer to walk his pregnant wife in the dark to the probably contaminated pisser, nor that Allie isn't like, hey, maybe you should walk me to my pee-pee palace, even if only because I know there's a sexy Ukrainian woman waiting for any opportunity to treat your like a delicious halupsi roll.
Romanian? Okay.
That's just a little Ukrainian culinary fellatio joke for all of my Eastern European pervert fans. Thank you for your years of continued support, Petro. I love this channel. It is best channel out there. But no, she pisses alone, which is actually pretty difficult because her stream keeps being interrupted by weird noises. Classic. And though she's been explicitly told to not wander around looking for, I don't know, children locked in a shed or pervert sex churches, she does exactly that.
When I specifically asked you not to?
There were these noises, and I...
What noises?
She doesn't have any actionable ideas after entering the sex church, but she does get the urge to free the shed child.
What was going on?
And, like, do what exactly? Like, what's she gonna do with the children of the shed? They're all stuck here with this
psycho perfect.
And Tim mostly agrees with me, but also agrees to sneak out and make another call because after all, what's the worst that could happen?
I took a judo class in high school.
Oh my God, he's literally me. Except I did Greco-Roman and I placed all region, baby. I'll turn them all into children of the half Nelson. I confidently say to my wife all the time that we'll be fine in any situation because I know how to roll out of a headlock and I do a pretty mean fireman carry. Terrorists can tell if you won the district your junior year and they give you a wide berth. Like, we're gonna blow up this plane, but we're gonna let this guy go. He looks like he won the district when he was 17.
I want him to fireman carry me.
Yeah, that guy looks like he shoots really good. He's in there.
I can take him if I have to.
You don't know that. He's big.
So Tim sneaks out, but he's distracted by the pervert's camera, so he stops to check to see if there's any good pervert footage on it. But unfortunately, it's just a bunch of artsy close-up shots of, even more unfortunately, the shed kid.
Yeah, that's all it is, a little close-up.
Allie tries to buy Tim time by poorly lying to the pervert, but it doesn't really work because Tim is about as skilled with the camera as Dave. The first 2 hours of each of these shoots are just him trying to balance the camera on the tripod without it falling off, and it is deeply embarrassing. And today's fiasco has earned you another 2 weeks in the pervert church. For the next half hour of the movie, I have literally no idea what's real or not. But I'll just say what everyone says, and I guess you can decide what's real, or you can use this time to sign up for today's sponsor. Whatever the hell that might have been. They're great. Oh, they're good. What a deal.
Pornhub.com.
Firstly, Tim says, come on, just let us go. We won't tell anybody about your children of the shed. And the pervert is like, okay, fun fact. My Ukrainian wife lied to me and she was pregnant when she got here.
But all she wanted was the chance for her son to be born on American soil.
And it's cool. I've forgiven her because I'm from Gatlin and I was overseas during the Gatlin massacre. And I guess that means pervert is the soldier guy from the intro. He just stuck around and he got old. Wow, what an amazing 35-minute mystery. Incredible reveal. It's incredible that of the 3 characters in this movie, one of them is from the intro. And wait, is the father Petro? Oh, congrats, Petro. Thanks for watching. While he explains that, Allie makes a play for the phone, but it's grabbed by a magical force.
Hi, I'm leaving emergency.
Which, by the way, is grabbing everything basically just like I did during my wrestling days. It's like, can't break my grip. And you're not gonna like this explanation or anything else in this movie, really, but
Someone in this house is psychokinetic.
And not just a little bit either.
Like off the charts.
Are there charts for psychokinetic amounts?
How far does the chart go?
Well, it's beyond it. It's like, how do you even measure that? In milli poltergeists? Do you use the Jean Grey scale? Kilo Xaviers? Even if so, I feel like this would be pretty middle of the road. I mean, sure, it's cool that you can close doors, mysterious person. Gee. But can you lift an X-Wing from a swamp or kill your entire prom? I don't know. But for now, it doesn't want you to leave.
Don't worry, it'll release you at dawn.
Oh, okay. Well, that's not so bad then. I guess just go to your room?
What the hell does that even mean?
Oh shit.
Is it dead?
No, I just changed the exposure a little bit.
Speaking of, Dave's sucking ass at camera work.
The bad camera. This is also a very precarious rig we have right now.
No, it's not. This is the cleanest it's been all day. It's just sitting there. You had it on your penis earlier.
Yeah, the strongest.
The most sturdy base. In their room, however, Allie's like, you definitely had sex with that Ukrainian.
You f***ed her, didn't you?
And Tim's like, no, I didn't. I told you what she did around, but not necessarily with my pecker. But Allie has a vision of them kind of flopping on each other, fully clothed like Mormon newlyweds, which is actually the single most perverted thing you can do in Ukraine. So she's like, I'm mad.
You spineless pig!
And to be fair, the aroma of farm sweat and beet stew is the world's most powerful aphrodisiac. Then I guess she takes an angry nap because the room goes full where the wild things are, but like with corn. And also the monsters are random kids. And they slash her a lot and put her on a corn cross. So I guess it's not that much like where the wild things are. I don't remember when they crucify Max, but I wish they had. The little shit.
Woman, feed me! You spineless pig!
She wakes up when a cop arrives, but he can't hear anything and... Anyway, he gets psychokinetically blasted into literally space.
That just does not happen in waking life.
Weird way to suggest they're dreaming.
What if we never got out of the car?
Like what, we're still dead on the roadside?
Oh man, I wish. I'll join you. They then each individually question their host, girl on girl, boy on boy, and the answers are contradictory, so who knows what the hell is going on. Basically, Allie bad cops Ukrainian wife because she still thinks that she flopped on her husband.
What do you want? Don't play innocent with me.
But all she reveals is actually that kid isn't my kid from Ukraine, but rather our kid from conjugal intimacy. I locked him in there to protect him from his dad because perverts famously are terrible at breaking into sheds. And to be clear, our son is innocent. His dad is the one who sucks.
My husband is not a man of God.
Is that a good or bad thing?
Simultaneously, pervert claims that, okay, no, the kid is definitely evil, at least in the sense that evil is growing inside of him. And in fact, evil needs children to grow and survive, because when they grow into adults
Adults can become unwilling.
Kids, way more likely to kill things than adults like me, who served in a war where adults killed over 1 million people, but would have killed 1 billion if the armies were made up of children. So anyway, the growing evil wants your kid. Oh, and also your wife maybe secretly aborted your first kid.
It was a miscarriage.
That's what she says to you.
But then when Tim asks her about this, she says she did not have an abortion, actually. So, I don't know. Take from that what you will.
It's a slippery guy.
Oh, thank God. They try to leave with him, but they get weird vibes, and Tim has a vision about a subpar passenger experience. So instead, they steal the dead cop's cop truck and whiz away. Ukrainian mommy brings her son a toy truck with cars on it, and he thanks her by impaling her with a pitchfork. That gives her death only a 4.7 rating, because it's so generic and derivative. In the stolen police vehicle that surely somebody is looking for, Allie forgives Tim for maybe having sex with the Ukrainian lady.
You're forgiven.
Forgiven? I didn't do anything.
Forgiven, just in case you did.
Also, lady, when the pervert accused you of having a secret abortion, your husband took you at your word. Would be nice to see a little reciprocity, you know, a little mutual trust. And she's sort of like, okay, I believe you, but we've still got 8 minutes left, so there's still time for me to ask again 2 or 3 more times.
Including what really went on between you and Hernan.
Then a car delivery truck or whatever in front of them starts flipping out because the shed kid is throwing cars off his toy truck. And unfortunately, despite dodging like 4 cars, Tim never thinks to hit the brakes or slow down a little bit.
Speed up and go around it, and then just slow down and let it get ahead of you.
He just keeps barreling ahead at full speed like he's playing a particularly stressful game of Burnout. Eventually, his luck runs out, and they crash, and Tim dies, and Allie is inexplicably picked up by the delivery driver guy who takes her back to the farm where there are lots of people now, and she chills in the shed with the children of the shed. But like, why? Why doesn't she wait for an ambulance? Why does she agree to go back? Why does she chill with the kid? So it sure seems like she's being psycho-roofied by the all-Ukrainian kid, but if he could do that from the beginning, why wait so long? He was just hoping to get a chance to watch a pregnant lady rock a piss? My guy, you could have ordered her to do that anytime. Wait, do you think that's why she went into a strange outhouse in the middle of the night without an escort? Was everything in this movie controlled by the kid? Even the shitty set design and script?
We are all victims of causality.
Poor thing.
I don't know, but here are the credits. Except, whoops, this is straight to DVD. So they can't trust that you'll actually wait for a stinger. So after a single slide, I had to buy this ass movie on Blu-ray, so I hope that this section of the video was everything you hoped it would be, the audience. I'm like $20 poorer than I was before I started making this video.
He who walks behind the rose is considering eating it.
No, I can do it. Come on, I'll go back into the corn, okay? Just give me one chance, okay? I'll get in the corn, I'll talk about the movie, it'll be great. It'll be so fun, and then you'll let me go.
Lots changed since the last time we played Pirates.
I'm tacking this one at the end here because it claims to be a reboot, but it actually has less to do with the original movie and or short story than most of these, we'll call them movies.
We're almost there, come on. We got it. We're almost there.
But it still retains their essence of being terrible. So we're just gonna treat it like another unrelated spinoff. We open on Corn in the Wind, which, like, aren't we all just?
No. Not really.
And there's a children's home that's in decidedly not Gatlin because some lady finally noticed that Gatlin kind of sounds like Gatlin as in like Gatling gun. And that sort of violence is not the image you want associated with a family-focused movie about the importance of agriculture. There's a girl child outside and then a boy child comes out of the corn.
Hey Boyd, how long were you out in the corn?
I was born in it.
Girl, you know it's been quite a while.
Nothing ever really dies in the corn.
This is the 11th one of these I'm recapping. Believe me, we know. Then he walks inside and stabs a bunch of adults, largely off-screen. Wait, no! Thankfully, the cops have a great idea to stop him by gassing every single person in the building, which does kill the kid. Also, like 15 other kids.
There goes my reelection.
Nah, you're good. Like Dave says, you can't make an omelet without gassing a classroom. Besides, they were all delinquents or orphans or whatever. Ain't got any parents to vote against you. If anything, you're actually saving a bunch of money on the annual budget. It's this kind of fiscal responsibility that Americans love. That said, everybody in town seems pretty pretty pissed, but actually it's just because the corn is dying.
It's about one thing and one thing only.
Corn. Right.
The slaughter of children is just one of those things. The death of corn is an actual problem.
What happened to the glorious golden grain that we grew up with?
I ate it.
The girl from the intro, Eden, survived, and the local preacher, who recently survived a catastrophic event of his own, is like, hey, filthy orphan, want to live with me? And she's like, I'm really into the Red Queen from Alice in Wonderland.
You like the Red Queen?
The Red Queen makes the world the way she wants it to be.
And he's like, oh, cool. Nice. Elsewhere, Bo and her brother Cecil wander through the corn and find some shiny, cool shit.
Cool.
They riff on how the corn is all super poisonous for a bit.
Smell those toxins.
Before Bo is like, okay, real talk. I'm leaving for college in a week. Sorry, bro.
It's an undergraduate degree in microbiology, all right? It's not an eternity.
And he's like, ah, dang it. I wasn't expecting that, sister who recently graduated high school. Your decision has come out of nowhere. Who am I going to talk to about all the important stuff? Like corn and also poison corn and like other miscellaneous corn thoughts that I have?
Yeah.
Randomly, Eden with a red wig, because Red Queen!
I am the Red Queen.
Great.
Yeah. She's pretending to lead a bunch of unruly corn children and sentencing a kid to fake death because he let a dog die. And they're also smashing Grandma's car like a Street Fighter bonus stage.
What in friction are you doing on my grandma's car?
Boy, I tell you what.
Lots changed since the last time we played Pirates, Bo.
You know it. I now use my grandma's car to grow
W-E-E-D.
And also my dad punches me in the face sometimes like a Street Fighter regular stage.
My face hit his fist when I inserted it stupidly between my little brother and him.
Which has made me spout clunky exposition at random.
I turned 18 last week, Bo.
I'm so sorry.
In summation, I, Calder, have experienced much change since we last played Pirates. Anyway, see you later!
See ya.
Bo links back up with her brother, who fills her in on what she missed during the fun pretend cult pirate game.
Everybody was screaming and yelling and shouting and dancing through the corn. It was pretty dope.
I don't doubt it, but you know what isn't dope? Their mom getting her corn fertilized by random men.
That's between Mom and Dad.
And technically the random men, too. Speaking of, the cuckold presides over a town meeting to discuss how
Our corn is dying.
Again, there's nothing to discuss about how we gassed a bunch of children. This meeting is for serious talk only, okay? Get over it already. We can't sell children by the bushel. And because this came out in 2020, they blamed the dying corn on a deal they made with Big Corn to introduce GMOs and into their crop. But the pastor is like, counterpoint, it's a moral issue.
A moral and spiritual abomination.
Sorry.
But the dad is like, no, it's not. Our only option is to accept a subsidy from the government to stop growing corn, which doesn't seem like it'd be a contentious issue since that's what a lot of you do anyway.
Corn economy can kiss my ass.
I hope this also applies to internet videos. Like maybe if I review enough terrible movies, the government will go, no, the internet is depressing enough as it is. Here's $10,000 a month so you can stop these reviews and concentrate on writing more kick-ass songs about leprechauns and genies. Oh, a boy can dream. But obviously this meeting is also attended by all the non-gassed kids in town, and Bo's like,
Yo, I disagree, Dad.
She thinks the corn can be saved through microbiology science, which she intends to study in college. So literally using GMOs, the thing they're all blaming. Although also her chiming in about what she intends to study is about as helpful as telling a car accident victim, don't worry, I just got accepted to med school.
Trying to restore the soil could take years.
But Daddy's like, no time for science. Let's put it to a vote. And the adults are all like, woo, hell yeah, we're gonna be rich.
Florida timeshare, here I come.
And because we're selling our corn souls to the government. Ah!
Let those threshers roll. Let them big boys go.
But Ina's like, whoa. Shouldn't the children get a vote on this? And I agree with the adults that the kids shouldn't have a say. Children are to be gassed, not heard. But I disagree that they should be complete assholes about it.
Little kids. Voting.
Is everyone huffing some kind of weird chemical gas? Oh, God, I'm so sorry. That was really insensitive of me. Dave wrote that part.
Yeah, well, I vote you go home and play with your
Corn husk dolls.
Eden is sad, so she heads into the corn where a corn monster arm comforts her. Then she recruits a bunch of kids, in one instance by seemingly hiding behind a random tree for possibly hours.
I know. It's sucks.
Until she can dramatically step out and talk to Cecil about miscellaneous corn, his favorite thing.
I can help with your pain.
She brings him to an all-chick corn meeting, which, hell yeah. And I don't know, I guess that's it. From here on out, he's all in. Any excuse to hang out with girls, I guess. I mean, we all did some pretty weird stuff to get girls to notice us back in the day. Some of us wrote bad poetry. Others of us joined a corn death cult. It's all part of growing up.
Public humiliation.
Bo, meanwhile, has an alternate plan.
We graphically show the world what they did to Rylston, to us, to the corn.
You talking about having sex?
It's a little confusing, but I guess it is to call in this reporter via FaceTime, invite her to town, and then hold a mock trial of the adults. Or maybe the trial is for Big Corn, and then the journalist will publish it in the newspaper or online, and the adults will be so shamed by something that they agreed to, they'll just continue to try growing, dying, poisonous corn? I guess that's a good idea. Hey, which college did she get into again? Must not be a good one.
Can't have a trial without a corn husk.
Well, filibuster.
They're like, we're gonna accept corn subsidies. And she's like, why not continue to grow this corn that you can't sell because it's literally poison?
Sounds like you've never been shamed into growing poisonous corn, Jordan.
In or out?
Bo goes to tell her Bo goes to tell her plan to the littler. Oh my God. Bo goes to tell her plan to the little kids.
What is all that?
Blood?
But she finds them in a massive hole painting pig blood on the roots of the corn. Because, you know, like
The Red Queen? Alice in Wonderland?
I remember.
I'm starting to think that this kid hasn't actually read Alice in Wonderland. And Bo is like, this is a little odd. And I'm surprised these kids are sophisticated and strong enough to dig such a freaking deep hole.
Gotta feed the corn somehow.
Well, have you tried water?
But whatever, let's move past it. Can you guys go tell your parents a little fib about my dad calling a town meeting tonight and contacting them via child delivering a message rather than texting an email? And also, can you meet the journalist lady as she comes into town and bring her to the meeting too? Hey, Dad, there's a town hall meeting tonight. He didn't want to text you. He didn't want to email you. He sent me to tell you. Make sure you wear your least stab-proof clothes. Sounds legit.
That's a kid I can trust.
Yeah. And Eden, who's currently covered in pig blood, is like, oh yeah, sure, of course. Sounds like a very normal plan for normal people, of which I am one. I am very much on board. Let me just scrub this pig blood off me.
From Dylan's Pop's Hog.
That night, Bo sees a girl outside covered in blood and suffering from extreme corn face. She's like, I wonder if this is a mistake. But her brother is like, what would Hitler say in this scenario?
It's never a mistake to try and change the world.
And Bo's like, you're totally right. This random mock trial of corn farmers is the next Watergate. Let's tie Dad's hands together while he sleeps to bring him to the meeting, even though, I mean, if the dad wanted to, he could still beat the shit out of his children or refuse to go to the car. Why go through the theatrics of tying his hands? Just ask him to come like the other parents? But when they get to the meeting, Eden claims she already did the trial, and I guess this dude was found guilty because she hangs him from the ceiling. Now, how did they rig that up?
Well, first of all, through God, all things are possible, so jot that down.
So we just went ahead and did it.
Also, they knocked out the cell service in town. These are easily the most engineering-savvy corn children the series has ever seen. And they've gotta be, because how else did they manage to round up every single other parent in town and get them into a jail cell?
Any more questions?
Well, there are actually several active fires going on. Did you see the streets with
all the dead bodies?
But I really don't think people understand how weak children are. And they don't even have a big Malachi type this time around. These are explicitly the younger kids. Use your fists? We've already been told some of you normally beat your kids, but you got nothing for when they're jailing and hanging you? They would be very easy to defeat. I've defeated my children's coordinated revolts several times. I even minted commemorative coins of my victories that my kids can earn by doing chores and then exchange for dollar store toys.
This is outrageous!
Although to be fair, the once upon a time pirate plane boy is like,
we have to stop this.
Today, we celebrate our Independence Day.
Oh no, he died!
All right, well, now that all opposition has been baseball batted to death, Eden orders the parents be gassed with the same gas they used on the orphans, which, that's fair.
Eden, no!
But it doesn't kill them, implying that the orphans were simply weak of blood, and the deaths were no big loss for the gene pool. Hey, I'm not the monster saying this. It's the movie saying this. So they're dragged into the cornhole and buried alive, while Bo mostly just walks around constantly being like, man, this is mad cringe, right? You guys are totally out of pocket. This is not skibbity at all.
What in God's name do you think you're doing?
And then right then and there, she decides,
My dad was right.
yeah, corn subsidies are the way to go. Also, it's totally fine if your spouse gets cocked subsidies in front of God and everybody. Dad was right about everything.
He warned me if I tried to this, I'd only make it worse.
Oh, and also Dad is still alive because I guess they didn't bury all the adults, and the ones they let live are too cowardly to drop kick them. So Bo goes back to the jail cell while her two large children friends leave to go get help from, I don't know, other adults somewhere else. Bo and Eden have a little chat.
You can't. You cannot do this.
She literally already has several times, and also...
He's sick. He needs to feed.
Well, why didn't you say so?
Hard to argue with that. It's what Dave used to tell his boss at Arby's whenever he wanted to get off early. But see, Eden met he who walks behind the GMOs while she wandered in the cornfield for like a week after the other orphans were murdered, so they're buds now. But since this is a remake, sequel, reboot, a requote, whatever, we don't know who or what he who walks actually is. Is he some kind of demon? Evolved corn graboid? Crazy homeless man living in the corn who's really good at convincing kids to commit murder? Unclear. But Bo doesn't believe in a high fictitious corn monster and is like, okay, yeah, you should just throw the parents into the cornfield. I'm sure that's among the better options for how you could deal with them. But the pastor is still hoping we could just breeze past this.
Eden, remember that thing that happened in the foster home?
Wait, which foster home thing? Oh, you mean the time a child massacred several adults and then the 15 children were killed by gas? I mean, barely. It was like, what, like 3 weeks ago? God, you guys do not let things go. But go on.
Who took you in?
Wasn't that nice? And Eden is like, yeah, I guess you didn't sin against the corn, but also I'm going to imply that you abused me in some way. So she rips out his eyeballs, which again, fair. It's kind of weird to be like, you shouldn't be mean to me. I adopted you. And she's like, yeah, but you molested me. He's like, oh my, you're right.
That's on me.
You did sin, didn't you?
I remember.
So they send the other adults into the corn, and Daddy is like,
I'll go, but you fight.
why? Shouldn't she just run away and get help? Also, there's this weird thing the movie does where they constantly say Daddy never backs down from a fight, or at least he used to never back down from a fight.
You know how you told me some things are worth fighting for?
Not your mom.
But they constantly show him giving into corn subsidies and allowing his wife to get run through by every corn farmer in town. Ugh, you're making me miss the disturbed Vietnam vets.
You just get off it.
But whatever. Turns out Eden also captured the reporter lady who, let's be honest, kind of got herself into this by following the stupidest lead in the history of journalism and is probably really regretting not having a better spam filter for her work phone.
So we should cut her head off, right?
I mean, maybe.
And they string her up in a barn where, oops, also the big girlfriends are also big girl dead. So I guess help isn't on the way. And then Eden summons he who walks behind the rose, and Bo is like, girl, you crazy. But uh-oh, Eden isn't crazy. Or rather, she is crazy, but also the corn monster is real. And he comes to grab the journalist, who's presented to him ass first, because, I mean, that's what the corn monster is into, I guess.
Great ass!
Don't you dare say that!
And he grabs her and drags her into the cornfield to, I guess, go to town on that ass. Then Bo is hit in the leg so hard that she falls asleep. When she comes to, the kids are pouring gas on her, and she's like, are you crazy? And yes, it seems pretty clear at this point. Did you need a couple more murders just to be sure? Again, which college did she get accepted to? But she elaborates that there's like corn dust in the air. And if they start a fire right now, then the whole town will explode because of the corn dust. You know about corn dust, right? How it's flammable, like a bomb.
Yeah. That's a good tip, actually.
Grain, dust, remember?
I remember.
Although, weren't there tons of fires started all over town earlier tonight that didn't seem to result in a corn explosion? Although maybe she's lying because she books it into the cornfield. I think this might have been the first time in this franchise that someone has tried outsmarting the literal children. Oh, also her dad's dead, in case you were wondering. I could tell because corn pops out of the poor cob cold's eye sockets. The journalist, by contrast, is not dead. Well, until the corn monster rips her in half and then throws her into the corn. But like, I thought he was sick and hungry. Does she taste like shit or something? Did she eat Arby's on the way? He's literally playing with his food instead of eating it. I guess it would make sense for him to be childish, just like his followers. Eat your food. Do you not like it?
You're gonna go to your room without dinner and then loop back in the wild things are and then get crucified to a corn thing? Yeah.
Bo runs a bit more until she is eventually grabbed by the corn monster. She manages to stab him in his corn head with a random blade from the ground. So she doubles back, hops in the weed car, slams through the corn harder than Bo's mom threw corn farmers. Oh yeah, Betty! The car stalls out though, and it turns out Eden was, I guess, in the back seat, just slamming around back there, clutching a tiny little gun for cows.
You know, a cattle gun.
But before Bo hops out to get Anton Shigurd, she's like,
a cigarette at least?
And Eden is like, sure, fine. It's not like you're literally covered head to toe in gasoline. What could go wrong? But actually, it's even more crazy than that because...
You really think the second you soaked me in all that tractor fuel that I wasn't gonna make sure I ended up right here?
Honestly, I have no idea.
That's right. The Boker here planned this whole moment, and she ignites a trail of gas from the apparently leaking grandma weed car that goes all the way back to the barn, which explodes and burns down all the corn. Just like Boki here, intricately and perfectly planned. She's a modern day corn Sue. Cecil walks up and is like, hey, I'm not corny anymore. I'm cool now. Sorry about killing our parents. Then the poor sad corn god stumbles out all on fire, and Eden is like, sorry. And she walks into the corn fire with him because she's a ride or die behind the rows. The next day, after a shower and change of clothes, Bo wanders through the burnt and probably still poisonous cornfields for no reason and is immediately confronted by an evil, burned corn version of Eden. Oh, that's right. How stupid of me. And also of Bo. You can't kill things in the corn, you dumb idiot. Sucks that everybody's pretty much dead, but whatever kids are left are about to get a massive corn subsidy payout, which is pretty tight. What a positive note to end this franchise on.
Florida timeshare, here I come.
He who walks behind the row says you can leave.
Oh, really?
No.
What our ESPN 30 on 30 documentary?
What?
Corn baller.